All
good?
right.
Yes, we good.
We can wait for
How
a
we
little bit
good?
just to let people show up, you know?
Yeah, I'm not
All
gonna do
right.
that.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we tweet it out and stuff.
We are running a little bit late, but need to remind the people.
Rob, what's that tripod for back there, man? You making
Bro,
quarantine videos?
You don't want to see the white
I'm
couch.
making,
You don't
I'm
want to see
making quarantine videos.
Gotta make some extra bread on the side.
Oh, shit.
Popping right now, bro.
Oh, shit.
Yo,
Oh.
drop the link to your OnlyFans.
That's the real
Bro.
Hollywood TV.
Oh, that's a bar.
Stop.
That's a bar.
Stop.
All right. That's not going on YouTube.
Oh, chill out.
That's what it be.
Good God.
I'm sending some links out.
Okay. Uh. I'm about to pull it up. I wonder why my mic had kept cutting out.
Couldn't tell you.
Me either. Oh God. Damn, bro. We good looking. You know that?
But that's definitely like is that a qualification to get on the squad?
Which one?
No, I'm saying like you said
Okay.
all the to get on Crescent.
Get on.
Gotta be able
Crescent,
to order the merch.
Yeah, no. If we model material only.
yeah. For real though, I'm trying to
Come on,
do
bro.
that.
Look, I'm about to be
Yo,
on an
Vince?
off-white runway show.
If somebody, I'm trying to model.
Yo, did Kenzie make this like the promo pic?
Yeah,
He's a
in like
fucking
4 minutes.
animal. That dude is a beast, man.
Yeah. that
When,
guy
when you
had-
said you wanted
does
to
some
change the
sweet stuff.
picture, instead of just like me sending him the picture, he sent me four different options, like within 5 minutes, easy.
Just-
What country is he in?
I don't remember.
He doesn't live here.
Yeah, I know.
No, he
he's
does
in
not
the
live
States.
here.
Oh snap!
Oh, he's like hours off of.
Portugal.
Yeah.
Dude is a beast.
He
Portugal,
lives in
yeah.
Portugal. Wow.
That's the homie.
Yo, what's up, Nando?
Look at that emo, bro.
You got a sub to me?
Oh no.
Yo, Symphony, what's good?
Oh, Alex, the homie. What's up, baby?
Joel.
Joel.
It's good to see everybody coming in.
All right, so I guess we could go ahead from here.
For sure.
So, we got Croissant Cast episode 2 featuring the homie, you know, from do-rags to Hollywood, but still rocking the do-rag, RobTV.
Always, what's going on, people?
Dylan is killing with my co-host.
Yo, what's up?
Is it
Hey,
Master Flex?
Yo, what's up, Doc? What's going on, Doc? My boy Doc
what
in the
up,
chat.
the homie Doc in here?
Yo.
What's up with y'all?
Yeah, we got two
Yo, I
Dylan's
need to
up
get
in
that
here.
stuff
You can call me DJ. Y'all can call me DJ, alright? We got...
What's up, Dylan and Dylan?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Dylan and Dylan at law.
All right, Rob. So, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself real quick, Hollywood?
Look at him with the chin
Bro,
rub.
that's mad fraud. I don't know.
Yeah, hold on, Dylan. You gonna... You gonna hit him with the...
Nah,
His
bro,
initial
bro.
reaction
You're
was
gonna hit
be
him
to that.
with the college icebreaker, like first day of class. So who are you?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
you here?
Nah, I mean, come on,
Yeah,
let's not get
Stand
like
up and
that.
everything. No, so I'm a Street Fighter. I'm a Street Fighter player for Crescent and the Tar Pit Club, and I'm also a content creator. A lot of people started knowing me originally from YouTube, which I don't know how. Like we're gonna get to details and stuff later. But like me even having the name RobTV, like I didn't really choose that as a name. It was just the name of my YouTube channel. And when I went offline, I didn't have a name for tournaments, and people who just knew about my YouTube channel started calling me RobTV. So it just kind of stuck. But I didn't even mean for that to happen. So yeah, from the Midwest, I beat a lot of ass and I talk a lot of shit, but it's all like good fun. Usually.
Robert Television. Roberto.
Yo, if you
RobTV
did have a name,
Televisiano.
like if you ever chose a name, what would you have chose? Like, did you ever have anything in mind?
Oh, that's a fucking crazy. Nobody ever asked me that.
What was your original name on Street Fighter 4?
Okay. Hey, bro, don't laugh. Okay.
I've seen it
Look
before.
it up.
If you say don't, all right.
Okay, in Street Fighter 4, my name was Gokuma. Okay? Now, this is why. I had like a few different names. But when I changed it to Gokuma, it was actually because I played Akuma, and then I remember there was somebody named like Volcanic Akuma, and
Oh yeah.
like there were different people who had like their names in their damn like tag, their character names in their tag, and they were always godlike. I was like, oh fuck that! Like if I put my character name, but I couldn't choose between Goki and Akuma, so I put that shit together. But it kind of backfired because the way I spelled it was like Gokumah, so then people can pronounce it right. But people thought my shit was Goku, like from Dragon Ball Z.
That's
So everybody
instantly what I
started
thought.
When I first saw it.
Yeah, everyone started fucking calling
Instantly
me
what I
Goku.
thought.
Yeah, but I never really had like a name. Like, yeah, I guess I don't want to. I will give you guys some of my other names, but I used to do other stuff before fighting games, not like some weird shit. Like,
Wow.
but,
You think that's where
but
mine's
yeah, but that pretty much was my tag. My last tag I had before was Gokuma.
That's godlike though.
Yeah.
Doc said
Doc's
his
name-
first name was Lil Tray Flip.
Wow.
And what was skateboarding. Yo, hold
Oh
on.
no, not little Tray
yeah.
Flip.
After I win this first to 7, I gotta go outside and hit the rail real quick.
But Rob, like, what other stuff were you doing before fighting games? Like, just get some insight on other stuff.
So I was actually in high school, for example, like I was a really a little weird, but I was really well known for rap.
Okay.
As far as like in my school and stuff, not like a damn worldwide shit, obviously, statewide. But so I always like performed at the talent shows and stuff like that. Had rap battles and stuff like that. You know, I went to like a hood school or whatever from inner city area originally. And so even like in college, that was something that was big for me. And also dancing. So when I first got into YouTube, it was actually from doing dancing. Like, y'all remember like crump dancing was actually like super popular? And
Still watch
motherfuckers just
that
like,
shit.
bruh, then all that motherfuckers throwing their arms and shit like that. That was damn hype.
That's still
Yeah,
a
so-
thing. I mean, it's not like it went anywhere.
Yeah, people still do it.
It had
but like,
it had its era though. It had its era.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was-
definitely prime era. Like, that was back in like 2008, 2009 was like a hard prime crump area.
heavy. So I remember this one dude named David in my school. He was a senior. I'm a freshman. So we in a lunchroom, and him and some dude start battling. And I remember he was like only like probably like 5'2" or something. Did some crazy move, and then we had to wear school uniform. He like jumped in the air and like threw his polo over the dude's head and shit. And I said, "Oh no!" On everything, I remember that. And at that point, I was like, "No, I gotta hone my skills." And that's when I started actually like dance battling everybody in school and stuff and posting YouTube videos. So yeah, I was heavy into that. Heavy into rap. That's still like a passion of mine. The only reason I don't like do it
the
anymore.
chat. Uh-oh.
Dude, you getting roasted,
Oh, no.
bro. Kevin said you ain't got no bars, bro.
Yeah, if you a damn
He
lot.
calling you out.
People, Kevin's drunk right now. So he about to be wilding out this whole damn night. But definitely, you know who can vouch? Romy, Chris T. I'm mad nice. I ain't about to be just on the podcast rapping or nothing like that. But I'm telling you,
Nah.
I'm mad nice. Off cam, I
Somebody
got
drop the one mic beat. Let's get this man heat in this joint
Oh,
up
you got
real
no
quick.
choice,
Come
man.
on.
Yeah, just let me know the instrumental. I'll bring it up.
Kevin said I'm definitely drunk.
Dang.
Actually,
Since
admitted it?
Let's go.
since Kevin's in here, I got a question for you. Well, technically 2 questions. So, what's it like living with Do and Kev? And who is the cleanest and who is the dirtiest?
Oh my gosh. Air them out.
I can't call nobody the dirtiest, but What I say is like
Who's the person that like don't clean, like,
This is a good nature
fills up the
either.
dishwater, like fills up the sink and don't clean it and
I
shit
know
like
what you
that?
mean. I know what you mean. Damn. Is Kev the cleanest? Kev might be the cleanest, to be honest. Yeah. Kev a little bit of a neat freak, I would say. Dude definitely is gonna be in last place.
Damn.
Dude's definitely in last place, I would say. Doc, you actually right on that. But as far as like living with them and stuff, like, I'm in Ohio right now. The quarantine and everything kind of like messed up a lot of the plans that we had going on. We thought that there's gonna be a season and stuff. But living with Kev and Dude is dope. I mean, obviously, just being able to actually play offline with people, especially since we had no tournaments to go to, that was sick. And obviously, you just get closer, like, as people just from living together and shit. But the only thing, like, they would tell you, like, tonight, for example, they want to, like, just hop on, like, FaceTime and, like, drink together and stuff. But I don't, like, they say that I'm the one who always flakes pretty much.
I can see that.
But I'm a little bit older than them, to be fair. I already went through my era of wilding out and being drunk.
Aren't you only like 24?
No, I'm 27.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
word,
younger.
okay.
My man's still a youngster out here. Come on now.
Look, I remember talking, like, asking him I think it was when he first signed with us. I was like, "Are you ready to be absolute degenerates when we travel?" And he was like, "Nah, man, that's not me. I'm gonna be in the room and shit like that." Like, I don't know if I can do
I remember that. I remember that.
I doubt I said it like that. Come on, Skip. Don't fucking corroborate his story.
I saw it in the group chat, dog. I saw it. They was like, because what was his name?
Sounded like an old man.
Alex was like, man, come on.
It was in the Crescent Wild Ride chat. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh man, I don't know, bro." But then what got me is like 3 weeks after he told us that, I see a pic of him like,
Oh, we
shit.
lost somebody. Sorry, guys.
We lost Rob.
Oh, we lost Rob. That's why our videos all switched places. 1 second. Man,
Yeah, he was like,
He coming back. Don't worry about it.
yeah, he may have lost his connection. Oh, I
Yo.
can switch us around.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I don't know what.
We back.
But then on top of that, like 3 weeks after, he's like, "Oh man, I don't know." I see a pic from him from Street Fighter League. Look like he's like assed out. Like,
Bruh.
You got.
That picture is freaking ridiculous, bro.
I was like, "No, man,
I don't know.
he just don't get down with us."
I have not seen.
Have you
that
ever
picture.
seen that? DJ?
I have not seen that picture.
Oh no, we gotta
It's got,
show you.
like-
But I could throw it up on the stream, man.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Alright.
Or Kev can do it to you. But yeah, that was different. We had just one American Street Fighter League, so dude like peer pressure the shit out of me. Like, come on, bro. We just it ended up ending bad. That's why I don't drink too much, bro. Like when I get started and I get tipsy, then I end up having too much fun and going too far.
But what if that's what
I feel
unlocked
that.
the power for y'all
What's
to win Street Fighter League? What'd
you say?
What if that night would have never happened? Do you think y'all still would have won Street Fighter League? What if that unlocked
No,
power?
it was after we won.
Oh, okay.
To celebrate. Yeah.
Then you
But,
didn't even change, bro. You still had the jersey on and everything.
Yo, and even to finish the last thing as far as like what I did after before fighting games, I was in school. Like, I was I always wore like suits and stuff like that in college. So I wanted to go into like investment banking or something like that, like either investment banking or consulting. My school is really good for as far as like business. And it was like at the same time, like when I was there, I got to a point where I always was big on reading like self-help books and things of that nature, and listening to those type of interviews and stuff on YouTube. And at some point I was like, man, I don't want to fucking work for a company. So I left school and I had like a year left. Cause I was going to like just entrepreneurship in general. I thought I was going to do like YouTube possibly, but I didn't know it was going to be fighting games. And then fighting games just kind of naturally happened to me. So that's what I was on right before fighting games, like taking it seriously.
I like it.
Then you started this whole, you started competing. I think what you said, final round was your first major, right?
Yeah, final
What year?
round, bro. Me and the homies. That was 2017.
So
Okay.
did you start with like your content creation, like YouTube and stuff, right before you started going to majors, or like before you started competing?
Yeah, that was before majors. I want to say
You were already doing
I started content to be the. Let me see. I want to say I started content at the beginning of 2016. Like I did videos and stuff, like when I was like high school and stuff too that nobody know about. But Oh, let me see what year this is.
Well, you started doing content in Street Fighter 4, but you didn't start competing in Street Fighter till 5, right?
No, Street Fighter 5 was actually when I started doing content. So my first video is May 21st, 2016. I'm seeing.
Okay.
And it's like comparing Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 5. I didn't even know it was that long ago. That's actually crazy.
That's not
At
even that
time,
long
it's
ago.
not-
You had a quick come up.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
The shit don't in that time, like during it don't feel that fast. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But yeah, I guess that was May 2016. I wasn't like super serious about it at that time. Like, and at that time, I didn't even know I was gonna be doing like sticking to Street Fighter. I even had like the videos are like private it now. I even had like funny skits that had nothing to do with fighting games and like funny rap videos and shit like that. It was supposed to be all kind of random stuff. And then I ended up having locals and stuff where I live at in Columbus. So I just like stuck to fighting games naturally. I got heavily interested in it. But I definitely did content way before I was going to a major.
So when you started, you know, you had to actually, like, when you start competing after your first major, you actually had a quick come up. But, like, you know, the road was a little different back then. So how is it now going from being the shit talking, like, underdog to being an established player now?
Man, bruh, that shit is so fucking weird. That shit is so weird, bro. Like,
Yeah, 'cause I was watching the Space Detectives documentary that he just made.
That thing was godlike.
Yeah, that was really good. If I can track down that link real quick, I'll post it in the chat. That was really good. But I think in it you were talking about like.
Doc said, "Ain't no established. He's still whack."
Wow. Oh, you're
That's
letting
right.
spam caps?
Disrespectful.
Chris G definitely smoked your ass, and we need to talk about that.
Oh
After
shit!
No.
this. Chris G in Street Fighter 5. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, Doc. You too good for that. Look,
Yeah.
Doc said no.
But yeah, I think you mentioned in that documentary is like you said you kind of like you have a little bit less of that intensive like energy now, and it's kind of things are kind of different now that you've started on your like sort of like journey towards being a more well-known player and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't make like a conscious choice per se. Like, how can I put it? I still have that same fire and energy and stuff, right? But I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. So before, when nobody knew me at all, there was more of an underdog thing. Like, me and my homies from Ohio were traveling state to state and everything and talking shit. It was us versus everybody. And, you know, people would bet against me and XYZ. Whereas now, in some situations, it'll look out of place. Like, I'm usually not like the underdog when I'm fighting in a match. And if I am, it's not, I'm not an underdog to the point of it's fucking the craziest thing that I won. So it's rare for there to be like before I didn't need the fucking storyline to be able to get that shit off. Now without a storyline, I feel like I would just kind of like look like an asshole or whatever, you know?
I agree.
But in general,
I rock with that.
I would say that I personally enjoyed being unknown more than I enjoy being known. Not that I don't like how life is now, but I'm just saying, like, man, that fucking complete underdog, like the world against you shit. Like, this guy next to me has a fucking Esports jersey on, and he think that look, in my mind, it's kind of fucked up. I'm like, man, this dude think I'm a bitch or something. He think that I'm or something. And I feel like I'm about to prove something to every motherfucker I play back at that point, you know? So now, like, where there's people, it's even the weirdest shit in the world to me, going to events and people being fans or like wanting pictures all the time or like autographs and shit. That's the craziest shit in the world to me. Mm-hmm. Like, it still doesn't really feel. I'm always like, bro, like, I don't know. It's a little, it's weird to explain, but basically, I don't feel like I'm at, even though I got mad room to grow, I don't even feel like I'm at the spot where other people feel like I'm at, if that makes sense. I don't feel it, you know?
Here's the question for you. Did you put Hollywood in your name, or did somebody else?
I think it was
somebody else did.
Wasn't it?
All right. That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Yeah. So I didn't choose the Hollywood RobTV. So what happened is the homies in Columbus in my local scene, they started calling me Hollywood, like, as my like name started growing and shit like that. They started calling me Hollywood, and then Tasty Steve on the Challenger on the reality show. I don't know why people start calling me that, but Steve felt like it fit or something, I guess, and yeah, it just kind of stuck from that point. Like I remember I actually was a little apprehensive about it at first because I was like, man, like I always have this battle in my head since I do content and I'm like the whole like fucking fun personality shit side too. I feel like when you look at the animes and stuff like that, the main character that's so fucking godlike, like Sasuke and shit, is always the cool, quiet guy with the fucking dark hair and he don't say much.
Sasuke,
I'm like, man, I'm loud as fuck. You know what I mean?
You gotta replace Sasuke with Gar because Sasuke a hoe.
Nah,
bro,
Sasuke go hard, bro.
Chill out.
Sasuke go hard.
All I'm saying is if we were at a major and it was like, say I walked past and I saw you and Kev, I'm gonna swip past you because you're a Karen player and I'm gonna go straight to Kev and ask him for the picture and the autograph.
Bro, can't play Rashid. You take pictures of
Yeah, we got pulled up.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
That's kind of nasty.
What?
Yeah.
That's just weird.
I ain't even gonna lie. I will turn off a top 8 once Rashid come on, and I'll check
Hey, bro,
back
y'all
and see the
chill out. Chill. Look, when I open Street Fighter, I put on the only theme song that plays is Rashid's theme.
Yo, look at what
I don't want to
Cam
hear
said.
anything else.
God, why? What is wrong with you, Dylan?
Cam said I started the
Man, the
Hollywood.
sicko.
You remember when I rehearsed my story? Shut the fuck up, kid.
Remember when he rehearsed his story?
So
You were in front of the
like,
mirror.
he's trying to roll with the Hollywood.
Bro,
So, speaking of like how you used to be the underdog and the shit talker, DJ, did you figure? Are you able to play the clip?
Oh yeah, I can.
So we got a clip. We want.
One
is that
sec.
boy
I
drinking
gotta
Faygo?
load it up.
I don't know what this clip was gonna
Hold
be.
up, are you drinking Faygo?
It's one that's
with
pretty
ICP?
popular. You've
Rob, you a juggalo?
Huh?
That boy a juggalo. We got the Faygo. So we're gonna play this clip and ask you what do you think about the clip now?
give me 1 second. I'm loading
Bruh,
it
I
up.
don't know what the fuck is going on.
I'm excited to see this. I don't even know what's going on. I'm ready to see this.
You'll have to hear it. You'll have to turn on the audio for our stream real quick because it won't play through.
All right. Well,
Oh, it's not gonna play on here. All right, hold on.
I'm gonna mute it.
Well, you can run it. I'm just gonna pull up the stream.
Sorry, y'all. This is our second episode. Still working out some of the logistics out here.
Just
I'm
working out the kinks, guys. Bear with us.
Kevin said you a baby. You a baby in the FGC.
Can't shut your ass up. That shit was so fucking hype. All right, Kev.
That was my favorite moment of that season.
All right.
That shit was lit. Yeah.
Look at Doc calling you out. He's like, you could just screen share.
Oh yeah, I can screen share, but I had it loaded up in here. All right, so I'm gonna play it now.
What's up, Matt?
This is a clip from E-League. I think a lot of us have seen this.
So we have between low tier God
Alright, so I'm gonna play it now.
What's up, Matt?
and Sherry Jennings.
Sherry,
This
me
is
and
a clip
Herb
from
actually
E-League. I think
recently played,
a lot
and
of
I
us have
won.
seen this.
Woo.
So I feel extremely confident against Sherry. And with that being the case, I still want to show America that there's only one content creator that can really play this damn game. So me and Low Tier God.
Okay.
The first person that you picked. Wow.
Well, you know, just to be clear, you know, you said, you know, you haven't traveled to a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've been up there on the stage and, you know, I've caught bodies up there with whole, I don't care, you know, I've been to Detroit.
I love Steve's
I looked hard,
reaction.
all those
Bruh.
footwork, all them yelling down my neck. What did I do? I bodied them. I got up, I walked off, and I finished it in the end of the day. NEC and all that. Second place. I don't know if you gotten top at
Dream, when it ends, I'm gonna be in there a
But with
little
that being the
delayed
case, you know, I've
because
gotten second there, just got ninth at KIC.
No, actually, no, I
That's 4
shouldn't.
majors I've been to total. So that tournament experience right there, I'm telling you, is gonna come back to haunt you right now. And even if you were completely comfortable, I'm just better than you.
The speeches don't matter. What matters is if you can pull off the victory. And somebody you thought was going to be an easy battle. If you lose to me, do you realize that you're going to be complete? laughing stock.
I love
I
Steve.
wonder if
Fucking.
they're gonna let you keep talking like that after you're eliminated.
And then the yo.
Ooh.
So that's the clip.
Yeah, come on.
I feel like you can see that LTG's like, oh man, I'm about to lose. I think you can see, like, he's like trying to save face. He's like, oh shit.
Bruh. So that was actually. So people ask me sometimes like, "Yo, is the Challenger scripted and shit like that?" Like, no. And one of the ways that you could tell is that I keep saying over and over again because I didn't even know what I was about to say next.
It was just off the dome, trying to like get it going.
Yeah, you know, I there's the right there. That shit a fucking habit. But basically, I thought about it and I was like, who would it make the most sense for me to play first, like as far as this impact wise? And obviously, the most hyped person I could play would be LTG. So that's why I actually went to pick him. And obviously, I knew that I would be able to win, but that wasn't really like a big part of it. Like I felt like I would beat most of the players on there. But I feel like LTG
obviously.
I thought LTG was gonna come back stronger with the trash talk though. His comeback was kind of weak.
But you know, in his head, to you, he felt like he like laid the hammer down on you.
I feel like probably what he wanted to say wouldn't really
like, he
fly
felt like
on TBS. Probably, I don't know.
It was kind of I feel like what he said was kind of self-deprecating accident. Like he's like, if you lose, you're gonna be a complete fucking laughing stock. Like,
yeah, right. That's actually saying that's like, yeah. Wait,
why would you say that?
That means like
skill. Yeah.
That means that like, what are you then? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Bro.
Like, bro. But yeah, I was like, that shit was a fucking cook. But I think that kind of, I know that's the main thing people really remember from like the Challenger and shit. But I feel like when people called each other out, they started talking shit more.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of like set that off pretty much. But
so you
looking
set the
back
tone, trendsetter.
It set the tone a little bit. I ain't gonna front. Looking back at shit like that, it's like, I don't know, man. All of that stuff feel like it's like 10 years ago to me. Every time I look back at old videos and shit, this shit feels mad, like a super throwback. But I mean, that shit talking right there was like fucking the most censored that I could ever do. It was like in my bottom 5. People come to me about that one a lot because it was on TV and shit. But I feel like that wasn't even like it had some funny one-liners and shit. Like, I don't know why I talk shit like that. Like when I watched that video, I'm like, yo, this dude's a fucking asshole. Like I immediately was like, yo, you ever got top 8 at a major? Don't answer that. Immediately though. I'm like, nah.
I could tell that you do it like you used to do it without even thinking about it. Because I remember I told you about this last time. So DJ, you might have been right next to us when this happened. You remember when we went to go eat at that barbecue joint in CEO 2018? When we were all like left the venue together?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It was so we were all walking out together, and Rob was like walking next to us, and Axel looked at Rob and he was like,
"Yo,
yeah. He said, how'd you do?" And Rob immediately without even a pause was like, "I don't drown in pools, no respect." I
he immediately. Oh my god!
I was like, "What? No, bro! I don't know."
Oh my god!
Bro, confidence is important, bro. Confidence is important.
It's true.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I definitely have an ego.
Like, it ain't
shit,
even
but...
a question. No respect. I don't drown in pools. Oh man.
What event
Shout
was
out to
that?
Axel.
CEO 2018.
Bro, that's OD.
Was that
I don't know.
last year, CEO? No, I guess that was 2. Yeah.
I didn't go last year.
That's 2 years ago.
Bro, I think if you're gonna be good, you gotta have an ego, bro. You got to. You don't gotta be an asshole, but I feel like you gotta have some type of ego. Who's a great athlete of all time without an ego?
A great athlete, Tim Duncan.
All right, who else?
Tim Duncan's just a different.
Kawhi Leonard.
I was
gonna say Kawhi.
Definitely 100%.
I was gonna say Kawhi too.
You can even look at like with baseball players, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. They didn't have no egos.
You can name like 3,000 great athletes with egos, though, bro. That's the point. You know,
No,
like,
you're right. You're right.
You name
Tom
like
Brady.
3,000. It's like, I don't know, bro. It give you that when you feel like you know, like the best or you a smoke motherfuckers, then that shit comes out in your play, you know? It's natural. I feel like
I think it's backwards. I think that I don't think that having an ego comes out in your play. I think that your play develops your ego.
See, I don't know.
Hell no. Hell no.
See,
Hell no.
So if Kobe Bryant was a D-League player and he wasn't wetting nobody up, he would not have had that Kobe Bryant. He wouldn't have been Kobe Bryant.
Nah.
I don't know, but I guess like believing in yourself like that makes you.
In the first place, if he had the mentality, Zip, he might not have been in D League in the first place if he thought like that.
See, the reason I don't know about that is because I feel like Alex Devil Trigger is one of the prime examples of somebody who plays godlike off his ego, and I feel like the day he loses his ego, he won't be as godlike.
Bro, Punk is kind of like that. When Punk is feeling himself, he be cooking and shit. And that motherfucker, like, if something fuck with his head, all of a sudden he's off his game. But like, this is the way I look at it. I feel like, how do I say it? Like, if you go into like, there's some people who go on stream and shit, and they tell me like, how did you get over? They ask me, how did you get over tournament nerves? Like, or how did you get over fight nerves of playing on stream? I can't relate. Like, I never experienced that before. Like, I never have been nervous to play on stage or nothing. I think it could be like an upbringing thing. I honestly think that a lot of my personality type or whatever is just from my household and being from the inner city, to be honest. Like, the way like we talk shit and everything there, just hooping or playing football or whatever, playing Madden, playing a video game, like our trash talk and everything, it was just par for the course, just blended in. But then I came to like and I went to college and shit, and I realized like, damn, the whole world isn't like this. You know, like this shit is like politically incorrect sometimes, and
you got your culture shock.
It was a big culture shock to see that the world wasn't like the hood. So I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then the FGC even is, you know, even with that being the case, obviously, you know, people in there's motherfuckers that are like when I first came into the scene when you think about NEC, like the whole popping off on Chris G and everybody talking shit, like people at first started taking me as a villain, right? That shit was so weird to me because where I grew up, like I'm the good kid, like motherfuckers are selling dope and you know what I mean, doing all this crazy stuff. If anything, I'm on like the lame ass path. Like I'm a good guy. And then I came to the FGC, and people are way more chill. So me just yelling and talking shit was like, oh, what the fuck? This guy's a, you know. So I eventually adapted to it, but it was like a big ass culture shock at first. But and then, but like I said, to the original point though, I don't know. I think an ego and all that shit, I think it's super helpful personally, and I think it makes you want to. If anything, I think people confuse like ego and arrogance. I think somebody who's arrogant, like that's kind of being arrogant is dumb to me. Because if you're arrogant, you think you don't need to practice, you think you don't need to work hard, no shit like that. But I think if you got an ego, you gonna hate losing so much, and you're gonna want to uphold your reputation, so you're gonna grind for 8-10 hours a day and shit. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
I rock with that.
Yeah, it's like if you don't like visualize yourself like being able to beat the best, then like it's not gonna happen if you don't believe in yourself that way.
Yeah, how many people
between like just believing it and not having, you know, the skill to back it up. Like
that's with anything.
Yeah,
that's with anything. If you don't believe you can, you won't. You know what I mean? Like this is what it is.
But the thing is, you also found success early. I mean, you had great placements right off the rip. But like on top of that, you're one of the very few players who you got picked up by Hazardous very early in your career. Like as soon it wasn't, but what 6 months after you started playing. Something around that.
What was it? It was NEC. So my first major was in March. So NEC was in December. Damn, that was kind of fast. Now that you mention.
So like it was like 9 months, and you already were under an organization. So like you obviously were doing something right off the rip to, you know, be able to get that.
Yeah, that shit is mad weird. Like, yeah. Oh, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was just gonna say for you, like play style, your audience, and your attitude, those all play a part. So that sets you up to get signed quick.
Yeah. I don't think it was like you said. I don't think it was just exclusively like play. Like obviously, the way I ended up on Hazardous was after NEC. Like when I remember my guy Omar, like they actually knew about me. I feel like prior to that, but they were at NEC and they saw me like smoking shit and like talking shit in the crowd interaction and stuff, and then they like hit me up after that. But I guess it was like an interesting mix. I will say that my natural personality and being a little bit more boisterous and stuff like that, has helped me out a lot career wise. Even getting on TV, like getting on a Challenger and stuff like that. I don't think anybody should try to force a certain personality. Of course, I think anything can work for anybody. That's like Adam is a chill ass dude, but what he's doing is working for him, obviously. You know.
Yeah.
But I definitely do think that usually like having like a louder personality or whatever is helpful, like professionally.
Well, I mean, it just makes it more entertaining to watch too. Like, you know, you take.
Bro, to be honest, bro,
you get pulled to it without even thinking about it. Like you're sitting at, say you're at Evo around pool station and you're watching people just play, but then, you know, 2 stations away, you don't even know who's playing, but you just hear the yelling. You naturally walk over there to go see. And, you know, you might not know the players, but now you're stuck because it's so entertaining.
You got
like, I feel that.
That's like wrestling. I always say, like, my thing is, like, with wrestling, somebody is bad at their job when the audience don't give a fuck. Like, they're not bad if the audience is booing them. If the audience is booing, that's good. If if that's your...
You got people invested in your character.
Yeah, if that's your role. Like, you just don't want people to... You don't want the stream to pop up. Like, you pop up on stream and the chat is just dead as hell. Like, nobody give a damn. You know what I mean? Ideally. We all start out like that. But at some point, you would like people to actually be invested.
Something
But you know, one thing I'll point out too, I feel like coming into it, I was like, if you look at Daigo and them, right? People who've been around for a long ass time, or even people in other games, but I know about Street. When you think about commentary, there's story behind Daigo playing a match, or, you know, Akito or any of these guys, Justin Wong. If you're somebody who's newer and you just came within the last year or something like that, commentators don't know nothing about you, so it's a lot harder for them to build up a story. They're gonna want to put you on. They're not gonna want to put you on stream as much, so on and so forth. So I feel like, since I happen to be a more like confrontational guy, a lot of storylines develop. Like, it started just in the Midwest and stuff, but all the storylines developing and the trash talking and XYZ and Twitter shit, and that helped, you know, getting on stream more, sponsors, you know, XYZ. But I definitely think people need to find a way to make some type of story behind their name, and especially when you're newer.
Of course. You know, who's somebody that's the polar opposite of what we're saying, like having that flamboyant attitude, you know, you're out there. Somebody that's the complete opposite of that, and I love every time he plays. I can't remember his name. I ain't gonna lie to you, but you're gonna know who I'm talking about. SF5 player, European. No, check me. SF5 European dude with the he has black cat with the braids, and every time he plays,
he's
infectious.
Yeah.
Infectious, bro.
Yeah.
That is my man. Every time he touches the camera,
isn't that literally his like he that's his persona that he goes for on purpose? And then like outside of the game, like he's actually like a chill guy, is what I've heard from streams and stuff.
Yeah, he's cool. He talks and shit like that. He's actually cool, but like he sticks to that persona. Even his YouTube videos.
All the thumbnails
have the same face. Yeah, all the thumbnails have his face just looking dead. Yeah, that's fire.
He's just staring at the camera like,
yes.
The whole time.
There's a lot of different ways you could do this shit, to be honest. I think whatever.
You don't. I guess have to be. Yeah, you don't have to be like some super bombastic, you know, like personality, like shit talker. You can just create.
It should just be your
work off your
personality.
Yeah.
I feel like if I tried to be the cool, quiet motherfucker, it wouldn't work. And if Infectious tried to be like the loud, trash talking guy, it wouldn't. It'd come off as
people
weird.
like genuine and real. That's what it is. They want you to be you, and they want it to seem. I mean, even if you're not being you, even if you are putting on a persona, it has to be believable. Nobody wants to see you if they see any bit of fake in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's a lot of personas in the FGC that the people are nowhere near like the online persona you see of them. They're actually nothing like that when you actually sit down and talk to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I always feel like The Rock, for example, right, is like the wrestler. You know, I feel like he's like his character is a exaggerated version of himself.
Yeah.
Like that's not who he is in real life, I don't think. But that's probably like just like a hyperbole of who he actually is. I think that's a cool way to go. But,
I like that, but I think The Rock is just 100% acting. I think he's just straight up acting.
You think so?
I think so.
Man, I don't know, that's a smooth ass dude, bro.
Are you talking about like his personality too? Like, are you speaking about his personality?
No. I'm just talking about The Rock. I think I think that is a character. I don't think that has anything to do with him. I think that is a character.
Hell no.
You don't think so? Come on,
You think he's a nice, quiet guy outside wrestling?
Watched
He's like
a lot of his stuff.
I think The Rock is a nice chill dude.
And, bird
Like
watching.
from listening to like interviews where people say they met him and spoke about how he acts, I just don't see any connection.
I think he's a good guy. This thing.
Have you ever like looked at his Instagram? Like it's always like him holding his daughters and stuff like that. Like apparently like he's just this extremely like sweet, kind dude, which is crazy considering your boy's bicep is bigger than a fight stick. So
that is the weirdest thing right there. Like people do judge you as a whole person based off of your whatever they see from you on camera and shit. Like, obviously this is all like us in fighting games and shit like that, but man, there's some people who fucking, even some people who like came around and stuff, but there's some people who fucking hated me and never met me before, and that shit was so weird to get used to at first. Now I don't really get that as much, but I guess to be fair, people being invested at that level, there's some people who love you and stuff without ever meeting you in person too. But yeah, I don't like to say like that we have like celebrity within the FGC, because obviously people that are outside of the FGC don't fucking know us, but within the community, whatever you want to call it, like notoriety within the community, that shit is very fucking weird to me, like to adjust to. I was.
Yeah, but even if you got people that hate you, I mean, it's still not necessarily a bad thing. Like, have you ever watched The Walking Dead?
Yeah, don't spoil it, bro. I'm not done.
This is like a season 1 thing. Do you remember Rick's wife?
Trash.
You sleep. Get up. Wake up, bro. Wake up.
After season 5,
I watched the first season and I did after that.
After season 5, booty.
After I finish saying this, I'm gonna come drive over to your house and throw some water on you, but because you sleep right now. But you remember the wife, like the main I forgot, Rick's wife.
Yeah.
So when she was doing Comic-Con stuff like that, she did like a whole post about how when she had appeared at a couple Comic-Cons, people like were legit throwing stuff at her and booing her because of how they hate her, because of how much everybody grew to hate her character in the show. But her response on that is like, it kind of sucks that people don't necessarily love me, but if people hate me this much, I obviously did a damn good job at playing my character on the show. And I felt like that's real.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. People are wild as fuck for that, though. I hear about that a lot. Like people not liking the actor because they did their job so well and they feel like they're the character. That is some weird ass shit. Like I'm not about to see.
It means they did that good. You that invested on how good that they did. Like that's dope. Bro.
Yeah, that is. It's like a badge of honor.
That's people taking their brain out and gluing their eyes to the TV. That's what that is.
You shouldn't be mad. You should not ever get mad at them when you see them.
Oh yeah, exactly. Jeffrey the thing is about him, the doctor said something about Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like I was so curious because I fucking hate that kid so much for that role that I actually went and like looked like into him as a person on like his character, and essentially he wanted to get killed off. Because he's such a nice dude in general, he actually felt uncomfortable playing that character because it was so out of pocket for him. He was like, I'm not that kind of person. Like that, it's not me to act like that, and I hate that I have to act like that in my character. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, I despised you because of that character, and apparently you hated it just as much as me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't think this is like another conversation we don't need to go deep into, but just to put a statement out there. I don't think humans are meant to be celebrity. Like,
I agree with that. I don't think 100% for sure.
Not everybody can handle what comes with it.
I don't think our brains are wired for that at all. Like, I think that is, I could like imagine not being able to walk outside and shit. Like, even for again, obviously nobody in the FGC is fucking a celebrity. But even for like with me myself in the FGC, I don't like that I can't fucking tweet what I want to tweet, for example. That's weird as fuck. A few years ago we could tweet whatever the hell we wanted. Now you actually got to be conscious of, like, you know, you can't even touch certain topics and shit like that because it's like scary or dangerous or it could be taken the wrong way and stuff, you know? But imagine fucking if you like Drake, people like that are really celebrities, bro, that seems like the worst lifestyle in the world to me. Like,
not everybody can handle what comes with that.
Yeah, it's like everything you do is elevated and like you feel like you have eyes watching you at all times.
Like, dude, I saw during quarantine somebody posted a picture of Adam Sandler. He had a mask on, still dressed with like Adidas shorts that are down to his ankles, looking like baggy pants and shit. And he had tampons, and it was like, oh my god, Adam Sandler buys tampons, and I was like, yo, leave that man alone, bro. Like, what?
Like,
what?
He's like a regular person.
My man can't walk in Walgreens.
Grocery store.
Like, what's going on?
Man, yeah, that shit is weird.
So one thing
it's
that
hard
I was
to like
actually,
maintain your personality, like, you know. Sorry, Dylan.
Oh, you good?
No,
Yeah,
you cook, man. You ain't said. You go ahead and say what you're saying.
But it's just the thing where it's like it becomes where it's like hard to feel like you're being genuinely yourself, and like you start to feel like you need to censor certain aspects of yourself, whether it be because of like, you know, you might be sponsored or a part of like trying to brand yourself, and then it kind of starts to get weird, you know. You want to like the outlets before that were there for you to like be an individual, like start becoming like, oh, I have to like, you know, whittle that down to certain things. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that shit is whack.
Yeah.
No, it makes me think of the you saw the latest Dave Chappelle specials, y'all?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I saw the one that just dropped. Yeah.
No, not that. That's not a comedy special. I'm talking about like his comedy specials on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Even though that was amazing, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about his comedy specials. You ain't seen those, right?
I at least saw the first one. I might have saw the second one too. We talk about OJ and shit.
Yeah, the OJ one. I don't remember. Okay, so the joke I'm talking about, I don't know if it's from the OJ one, but the one where he's like, I'm gonna do an impression, and he's talking about, if I say something wrong, or if you say something wrong on Twitter, I'm gonna cancel you, and this and that, this and that. He's like, who does that sound like, y'all? That's you.
I didn't see that one.
Oh my god, I love that joke.
Right, yeah. Right now. It is spooky.
Wait, what happened?
No, I said shit is dangerous out here right now. It's spooky. As far as
yes, sir, Bobby.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was like, we kind of asked Toy something similar because it kind of, you know, went with him too. But how did you get your opportunity not only with Street Fighter League Season 1, but also with E-League? I mean, I know you won your way into Street Fighter League, but like, how was it when you first got into it, and how'd that opportunity go for you to get into the E-League?
So the E-League, bro, when they first came out, actually, like for that TV show, there was some Twitter, I don't know if y'all seen it, but there was like this Twitter account called like Big Fish Casting. It didn't even have like a lot of followers or nothing. And they came out and said they're producing a TV show for TBS for Street Fighter 5. A lot of people thought it was fake, to be honest. And then people started tagging, a few people were tagging me and stuff, like, bro, you got to do this. So I actually went, I'm sure I still have that email, but I emailed them, and I thought about like how most people would probably go about it. My shit was actually like in depth and, you know, like show some of my personality and stuff. I think I had pictures in there or something. And I ended up going on to the next phase. But then we did this interview, like just like we're doing right now, like not an interview, but we got on a video call, I'm saying. So we got on a video call, and the lady, like the call was good and stuff. They're trying to see your personality. Then she asked what else what other stuff I do, like outside of fighting games and shit, like what other talents I have. I told her I was able to rap and so on and so forth. I'm just listening shit. She stops me and she's like, freestyle for me right now.
Oh no.
On everything I love. So I was like, all right, and I just immediately start freestyling, and I used her name in the freestyle and shit, and she got a big kick out of that. You know what I mean? Like that I was that comfortable to do that just out of nowhere. So from that point, like Steph was really good. Like I could tell she liked me a lot. So that actually ended up, I think maybe like a week or so after I got the email and ended up on the E-League. And as far as Street Fighter League, like you said, I played my way into that. The first tournament I was playing against Mike Too Strong. Y'all know Mike Too Strong, Geef player?
Yeah.
Yeah. He put me in losers. We were in winners finals. He put me in losers. I think it was like 3-2. And then I made it through losers. And then I was down 0-2. I remember I was mad as hell. Y'all know how online tournaments are, bro. That shit bring the worst out of you as a human. So even if the same thing happened to you online that would happen offline, you might get salty because it's online for some reason. Like I don't know, it's something about it, especially really CFN.
Is. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it feels different.
Because you're in your own dojo, bro. Yeah. You're getting disrespected in your own home. That's what's happening.
I think just today, like played some offline for the first time in a while with some homies, and we've been playing Tekken online and just raging at each other every day. And like we do the same things to each other offline, and we're like, oh, it's whatever, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think Doc was talking about some of the. Weren't you having issues with yesterday in your blank matches? I think I saw him mention some of that.
Oh, Doc was.
Yeah, he said something about bad connection and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen some people have issues with that shit. So but anyway, in the grand finals, I was actually down 0-2 on loser side. And then I was able to reset it, and even then, after I had to win 3 straight to reset them, so I'm like, okay, this dude's mental gonna be broken, bro. That shit ended up going the last round anyway, and I ended up clutching out. But that was actually one of my. I popped off at home like I just won Evo or something. And Street Fighter League was fucking dope. We need to do more shit like that, bro. Like the whole having teams, like and stuff in fighting games.
Yeah,
bro. The whole
I agree.
Tekken. I don't give a fuck. Grand Blue, all that. We need team tournaments. Like the business of the FGC would be so much better with team tournaments. And it's just, I love singles tournaments personally, but I think the team side, like the feeling of it is different. You know, it felt like playing on Street Fighter League feels like when I played sports in high school and shit. Like when you actually have somebody else, depending on how you perform right now, that shit is different. The vibe, the drama is different. So I think we need to do more of that. But yeah, that was a super damn dope experience. I think that the Challenger actually could have came off better than it did, though.
Well, for the Challenger, I mean, there was, since y'all were staying in the house together and everything, there's obviously a lot that we didn't get to see as well. So what were some of your favorite moments from the Challenger?
All right, look. So this one time we in this bus. Like, so when we would go places, we would get into some fucking, I don't know if it's like some party bus looking shit or something. So, we were all chilling there, and I remember LTG and Guilty got into an argument or whatever, and Guilty was kind of like some fucking witch character on there or something like that. Guilty was just really all mysterious and the sinister person. And they got into an argument, and when I tell you this fucking light fixture just falls on LTG's head. Out of nowhere.
What?
Where to you? I swear to you. As if it's as if she had mind control or telekinesis. Yeah, it was the weirdest shit in the world. So that was one of them. I'm gonna give you two more of them. Another one, all of them actually involve LTG. This other one, we're all working out. And I remember I think we were seeing if Sherry wanted to work out with us, Sherry Jennings. And Sherry was like, nah, I don't like, she's like, nah, working out is boring. She said it was the workout we were doing is boring or something like that. And LTG was dead ass serious, and he was like, you think it's boring to look phenomenal?
I can picture that so
in his voice and everything.
I swear LTG
that impression though.
To look phenomenal? Bro, that shit was fucking ridiculous.
That's too good.
Damn, bro.
Too good.
And I would say the last one would be we were actually, what was it? Oh yeah, this one isn't some in-depth story, but basically me and Sherry, it was mad late, and we were all in, we were in the living room. It was me, Sherry, LTG, and then Sherry had found these videos of LTG singing back in the day, on YouTube. He was singing Differences by Genuine, and we just laughed at him for an hour straight. like just fucking screaming. You know when you laugh till your stomach hurt and all that shit. Like,
Oh yeah. Till you get a headache.
Yeah, like yeah. So there was mad dope moments. The one where the light fell on his head was actually on camera. So we thought that they would actually use that in the show, but they didn't for some reason.
They sleep for not using that, bro.
Dang, yeah.
But the behind the scenes stuff was better than the actual show, though, in our opinion.
Well, even after you got eliminated, you still stayed in the house, right?
Yeah, you stayed in the house no matter what, actually.
So all the stuff that was going on, was there any like weird moments between you and LTG after you eliminated him?
Nah, like I know LTG's like a touchy topic, but I don't know what I say. No, there was no weird moment. No, there's no specifically weird moments that happened. It was really chill in person.
I'm about to say I figured that because it seems like I feel like I've seen this multiple times. Like before the matches and stuff like that, it's all like, yeah, fuck this, fuck that. But like when you win, like what was that thing with him and Guilty? I don't even think it was a Challenger thing.
Oh, it's
some other event. Yeah, like when he loses, it's all like I haven't really seen too many moments where after he loses, he like fucking rages out, like you like dabs you off, you know, you good game, you did your thing. So like that always kind of shocked me because every time you see something, you're like, oh, I'm expecting to rage. He's like, oh, okay, he's actually chill as fuck.
Yeah, that's like I said. All I'll say is that I don't agree with the stuff that he does on the internet, and I think that stuff that he does on the internet. I think the stuff he does on the internet is fucked up and stuff. But in my personal experience, I'm not justifying anything at all. I don't want no Event Hub's headline. I'm just in my personal experience. He's been a cool guy, towards like from what I have seen.
Yeah.
But I'm not condoning anything. Whatever. Next topic.
So what about moments on Street Fighter League? Because I'm sure that there was a lot of things on there that were all off screen and everything. So like, what were some of your favorite moments from Street Fighter League, and how hard did you feel the passion with that moment with you and Kevin yelling at each other?
Damn, favorite moments from Street Fighter League. Honestly, man, Street Fighter League as a whole is one of the best things that I've ever done. I fucking love Street Fighter League. Like, the thing is, we're there for such a. Oh, hold up, can I say that? Basically, it's nice to be hanging out with, like, at tournaments we just see each other for one weekend, pretty much. At regular tournaments, but at Street Fighter League, we're there for an extended period of time. So. The level of training that we get in is ridiculous. You get way closer with everybody. But I would say my favorite parts were actually probably caught on camera, to be honest. Like, I actually enjoy the competitive aspect of it the most, I would say. And as far as the thing with Kev, I mean, in that moment I was hype as hell. It turned out that the whole shit was a misunderstanding though. Like, the reason we started talking shit is because he won the first game, right? And then I heard, like, I saw them over there talking. I got headphones on, but I saw Kev and his team over there talking. But then I hear Tasty Steve over to the left of me. The commentary booth is like over to the left of me. And then he said something, and it basically, I thought that Kev and them were talking shit. So I was like, oh, that's what we doing. So then I started talking shit, basically.
But it was really just Samurai coaching him in the ear.
Yeah, but Steve or Vicious basically said something as if they were talking trash.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff was actually like a big ass misunderstanding. But in that moment, that shit was actually hype as fuck. If you look at that game, like, so I ended up winning the next game. But even winning the next game, like, I hit him with like an EX shoulder from Karen, and the follow up is easy to kill him. But I think when I hit the EX shoulder, I was like, bitch, like talking shit. And then, like, I almost dropped the combo because I was so fucking hype and everything, like doing showers, laughing and everything. Because I actually almost dropped the combo.
Yeah, you can like command dash after that. You can do whatever you want after you hit him with the X shoulder.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want pretty much. And then the last game, Kevin ended up winning. He took it 2-1. We both actually played like complete garbage because our like heart rate was probably too high and shit. That was actually a dope ass moment. That was mad fun. Actually, one of the producers, I don't know if she would like want her name out there and stuff, but she's mad cool, but she's really like nice and stuff. And I think she's from like a different background or something because after me and Kev did that shit talking, she was actually crying.
What?
Like, we had to go up to her together after we finished shooting. And she's like, oh my God, I thought you guys were gonna fight. And I'm like, she's not used to the FGC. Yeah, she's not used to I'm like, yo, that's just how we do stuff in the FGC. That's normal. Like it's not like that. But yeah, that actually
that's
happened.
funny.
Yeah, that shit was actually ridiculous. But that's not I mean, people in the Midwest talk shit to each other all the time, bro. Like that's just kind of how we do it here. I don't know why. I don't know, maybe it's just too fucking cold or something.
There's a lot of places that do that, bro.
It's always been like that in Louisiana. And
Fucking is a culture,
not
bro.
so much anymore now, but it definitely.
Oh yeah, it definitely died off from what it was. But like all the grudge, like we used to have like certain events like just for grudge matches specifically and shit like that. So it used to be a whole lot of fun.
That's the hypest part of FGC, bro. I love that shit personally. Like, there's just something about my favorite part of the FGC is the art of it, studying for the matchup, all that type of stuff. That's my favorite part. But from a spectator standpoint, oh man, I love seeing the match where two guys got a lot riding on it from a pride standpoint. You know, that shit is so
yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
sir.
one of the best moments.
Oh, there's no referee to fuck you over. There's no your team can't do bad, but you did good. There's none of that. It's 1-on-1. You talk shit and you back it up, or you get cooked. You know, I love that shit. That's all I like
right.
me.
DJ, you saw what Alex just said?
What'd he say?
Hold another grudge and I'll call out Butler.
Snap, yo.
He said he's gonna call out Butler if he does. Alex,
Yo,
do you have that though? The Symphony versus Noisy Child, do you have that? So
Symphony and Noisy Child, but they had a beef.
They're both from
They already
Louisiana
played a match a couple years ago.
they've played, but it's Louisiana beef.
Noisy Child. That's a funny guy.
That's the homie, bro. Chair lives matter, bro.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I still think every time I think of him throwing that chair, it's great though. I love.
I've seen Noisy Child and Dr. African get into it off stream like at least twice over the fucking Texas versus Louisiana shit.
Dude, they're actually best friends. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, but it's like if someone Toy, I don't think it's nothing like too serious. But you know, Toy is from Louisiana, but then he's living in Texas.
Yeah, he betrayed us.
So,
he's a traitor.
Dude, I remember that one time that we talked about it in the last podcast. The one time he popped up, I think it was on LPN, and he said something about this was for Texas or whatever, and then all of us were standing around. I'm like, oh, what about Louisiana? Man? That's how he like popped off and said something for Texas, and we were like, dang.
I don't know that guy no more, bro.
He's too far gone.
Yep, Texas swallowed him. It's not the same. Look, New Orleans, Toy was fat. All of a sudden, he goes to Texas. He loses 80 pounds. Like what? What y'all doing out there, bro? Y'all changed my man.
Video of Toy, I could not believe my eyes, bro. Because I met Toy.
Fat Toy was too powerful, though.
Bruh, that shit is. I can't even. It's weird to think because he's specifically a super small, like a super skinny guy now.
Yeah.
Damn, that dude fucking dropped hella pounds.
Yeah, dude, but I don't know what happened, but it's for the best because you know I'm telling you, Fat Louisiana Fat Toy was too powerful. Texas couldn't handle him, so he had to go there.
He would have been able to do that fucking barrel roll he did on Street Fighter League.
Oh hell no!
Cut down just.
Wow. Well.
Doc said Toy got buffed. Toy ain't never been buffed, man. Come on, stop.
I want to go to a fucking tournament with all of us, bro. We fucking signed Toy.
December, bro.
Dude,
December.
Our team is so sick for Street
We
Fighter.
going to CEO, and you just to make up for everything we missed this year, you got to drink a whole bottle of Rumple Mints with us.
I want to see y'all play.
Oh hell no!
You said Rumple.
Run for your life, Rob.
No,
run for your life.
Oh, bro, listen to me, okay? You want to drink this bottle of Rumple Mints? What?
Trash.
Is it like Malort?
It's got.
You ever hear of Malort?
No, it's not like Malort at all. It's not like that. It's not that nasty.
It's alcohol.
It's alcohol.
Yeah,
it's like mint flavored.
You want the Rumple Mint, bro? I swear.
Damn, it's
trust me, bro. Curtis, you drinking it too? What you talking about?
You lost your goddamn mind.
Look,
I will pull my own bottle out by myself and sit there and
Nah, chase my Four Locos.
watch out with that joint.
It's too good. Dude, one time we had the raspberry or blackberry rumple mints. God, like,
bro, I gotta get, like I said, I don't be trying to get drunk at events and shit, but I gotta get lit with devil sugar one time.
Oh, bro, you're not ready. You're not ready, bro. You know how Fat Boo was like
that
chilling.
Man doesn't take no for an answer. Like, yeah, I'll be about to pass out. Like, I'll be like done, and Alex is like, drink, and I'm like,
yeah.
Alex,
look,
no, I will die, and he's like, drink.
Drunk
like,
devil trigger is the equivalent of Kid Boo.
So
same degenerate level.
His name is Devil Trigger.
Oh yeah, it acted.
That's just because he likes Dante.
As soon as when I first joined the squad, I said I seen dude named is Devil Trigger in the chat. I said, oh no, that's a bad motherfucker right there. Immediately, that shit said Devil Trigger. I said, the first thing he talked to me about was getting lit.
But the crazy part is he gets drunk instantly, bro. Like instantly. Couple like 2 drinks in, bam. Him and Doza both absolutely lit. The only difference
Doza's a different.
Yeah. But when Devil Trigger gets lit, like, bro, it just doesn't stop after that. Like,
I think people assume.
Yeah, he won't quit.
People assume that people who like drink a lot have the best tolerance, but it's not always like that. Like, dude, everybody think like dude has such a good fucking tolerance, bro, but he doesn't. He get drunk a lot. People see him drunk at events, and they were like, "Oh, this dude, man, hell no, dude can't drink for shit. No, Kev not in here for no more. He can't drink for shit." Like, I think they went to Dave and Buster's one time, which I did flake. I'm not gonna lie, I stayed home, but they were to Dave and Buster's. These motherfuckers got drunk at Dave and Buster's, and dude's girl told me that they were sipping on shots, bro. I'm talking about a shot glass, and they're it ass. So never let dude and Kev convince y'all otherwise.
I think I've only got to get drunk at like one major, like during like normal times, because like I don't know, I can't. Alex and Glenn get drunk so fast that I'm like, man, they ain't even know point me trying at this point.
Role,
like, dude, I've literally played
Someone's
dad
the designated
at
dad
every single event for 2 years. The whole 2017, 2018, I was dad. Did not get a chance. I think the Red Bull after party at CEO 2018 was the only time where I started to get to that level. And then but then everybody else was like obliterated. So getting everybody back to the hotel, I was like, Lord. And then it was like a 30-minute walk. So I have everybody like doing this wildness that I have to like pull them back in while we're walking down the boardwalk or whatever that was on the beach. It was interesting.
Bro, you know, I usually like as far as events, you know, everybody be so happy to see each other and stuff. I like seeing people, but I usually am more impressed on like getting matches and shit, right? Like on that side. So when everybody was talking about how much they missed everybody at events, I was like, you know, now that I had quarantine for a while, I'm like, oh, bro, I just softened up heavy. I miss everybody so fucking bad right now. Like, I regret all the times I was at an event and declined to go out to eat with people and shit. Like, the first event back, I think, is actually going to be one of the greatest
FGC events. Yeah, whatever.
That's what I was saying.
We all get to.
If CEO happens and we go to CEO, and that one weekend, we are about to make up for the whole entire year.
It's in Orlando, too. It's not even in fucking...
Yeah, it's an old venue.
I'm thinking about staying like extra days just because we're in Orlando, and it's not going to be 140 degrees. Oh yeah, absolutely. We're going to be in Orlando and it's actually going to be cool outside. I remember, man, a couple days extra to go do stuff. I mean, we're right by everything. But CEO 2 years ago, bro, I walked like 10 minutes to go get Burger King in the middle of the day, and man, I was like I felt like a blob just like melting as I got to the fucking restaurant. I'm like leaving along a trail. It was terrible. But see, I really believe CEO is going to happen and we're going to make up for the whole year.
Heck yeah, I'm with it. No, so going to events, I've never understood when, I mean, I get it to a degree, but I can't stand when I'm with people and they're like, I want to get some more games, I want to get some more games, I want to get some more games. My mans, we are all the way across the country in a whole different city, Let's go see what's out there. Let's go have some fun, bro. Like,
You gotta check things out while we're here.
You would hate
See,
how
right?
right? Two different sides of that.
I look at it like a fucking. When I'm at an event, bro, I'll be looking at this shit like a business.
Like it's
trip
a work conference, like you, yeah.
No,
Dude,
well, I mean, you get your shit done, but when your shit is done, go get it. You know what I mean? Nah, cut it. No, you're forcing it to not be done.
You can ask people, bro, dead ass at events after like the tournament is done. It could be 12 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm trying to see who's still running matches. I might loosen up more this year though, next year.
I mean, you'll never know when you want to. Yeah, you want to test yourself against all the talent that's there, and you never know when you're gonna have those players there. So I feel that.
But I feel like it's specific to the event too. Like one of the things that CEO does different is like me and Dylan. I remember me and DJ got. It was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We had been drinking all night, and we were like, I don't feel like going to sleep yet. I want to play games. Well. Good thing at 3 o'clock in the morning we could walk right back to the venue and go into Jabali Land, which was, open 24/7. And then now it's 3:30 in the morning. We're playing Street Fighter 4 with some random guy we've never seen before. So like, I feel like events like that make it a little easier to do that because it's not like you're limited on your time to do this or that, or you have to go cram yourself in a small hotel room with 40 people anymore.
Bro,
I don't used to do the same thing.
Standard, bro. If that was event standard, 24-hour stream, venues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's hard to do though.
CEO and Combo Breaker, it's
of course, yeah.
Y'all favorite event, Combo
They
Breaker?
gotta find the right place to give them 24 hours and all the money it costs.
Oh really?
This was gonna be my first year going to Combo Breaker. This was gonna be my first year.
I only went once.
I've been dying to go, and I was so excited to go this year.
When did you go, DJ?
I went last year. And
that shit was fucking amazing.
Yeah, last year was awesome, and like I don't know what they were gonna do this year or like how it was gonna be with their new venue because I know the whatever it's called that old like golf resort thing.
Yeah,
Pheasant Run, I think it was called. Yeah, but yeah,
Pheasant Run, right?
Yeah, Pheasant Run, and it was amazing. Like just the hype from the crowd. Like the main ballroom is its own thing, right? That's just gigantic. You have like 3 stream setups and giant projectors and all that. I remember watching Dragon Ball FighterZ Top 8 on one side, but behind us was going on. It was like Nee was playing against what's his name? The American guy who plays Akuma. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, Anakin.
No, not Anakin. He isn't. God, I can't think of his name. He's a commentator too. It's not coming to me right now. But it was like a super hype moment where he like teleported with Akuma through a move, and like it was Nee, so he's like the best Korean in the world.
Yeah.
At that time, like he's the best, like one of the best, and the whole room is just erupting. I'm watching Top 8 over here. I think it's pretty hype, but I hear like literally like room shaking, like sound on the other side. I'm watching that, but like that's not even like that's just a little small part of it because then you can go in the other rooms and then you see like the communities that are there for the older games, and that's like also super awesome to see as well. So
that's where that MK pop off happened. Fucking
with Buffalo and Scar.
And Scar, yeah.
You talking about that? Oh yeah.
Was insane, bro. Buffalo was feeling himself, bro.
I was at home watching that. That was entertainment.
And Scar got some composure. I see why he's so good at MK.
I think that was also when they ran Florida versus was it Florida versus Texas in MK?
Texas, right?
Yeah. And that was one of the hypest things I've ever seen. That was awesome.
Oh.
Me and Devil Trigger were watching that. We were like,
are you talking about Shin Paulo from Tekken?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Oh shit, Rob, you about to get roasted some more, bro. Dude just popped in. He about to come for your neck.
What's up, dude?
Dude, you missed it where Rob said you the messiest person to live with, bro.
And that he doesn't have a good drinking tolerance.
Oh, damn.
Oh, it was the dude's name Rixa. It was Rixa versus Nee. That's a sick match if you're into Tekken though. Go back and watch.
He's like, can't waste it. All that shit he was talking earlier about not hanging and stuff, and he sleep, bro. Damn. But so another thing, like leading in, we were actually kind of leading to it anyway. So one of the things that we had like this really dead moment for a minute. It seemed like everything got quiet in the FGC due to the pandemic and due to Corona. but something that originally started revolving around you essentially kind of changed that and brought a lot of life back. The money matches with you and Rushdown and you and Zaffarino. In my opinion, I feel like that was a really healthy thing for the FGC because it brought attention. It got people talking again, and it was great entertainment. How do you feel like that benefits the FGC? Definitely with right now where we're stuck online only.
Man, that shit was so damn fun. Like, I forgot even. Oh yeah, I do remember how that started with Rushdown. It was so stupid, but I don't know why he was. I ain't about to shit on Rushdown again or nothing, but he was feeling himself so fucking hard, bro. Yeah, right. He was feeling himself so hard, bro, and it just kind of happened naturally. But he was talking like oh well, because he's talking like he mad nice. I'm like, bro, like you not even like what have you ever done? And then I think I brought up like the only time we played offline. Like if I'm not mistaken, I beat you like 5-0. He was like it was 5-1, but I mean it was my first week using Hitbox. You know how people got the OSs and shit like that. So then it goes into like we'll see next time when offline opens back up. And I'm like, fuck that. Let's play this shit online. And then before you know it, we actually ended up like Wolfgang and shit hopped in there, wanted it to be a money match and shit like. I mean, no, not want to be a money match. We wanted to make like a flyer and stuff. But I definitely think like that ended up hyping up a whole lot of shit, and especially because of the pop off that happened afterwards.
Godlike moment.
Which, bruh, that shit was
that
fucking.
That pop off was.
I was not ready for it, bro. I knew some heat was coming, but I didn't know my face was gonna get melted.
Yeah. That's like the moments your eyes start to go like wider and wider and wider. And you're just like, oh, shit.
I was expecting like a burning building out of volcanic eruption. But
after the match was over, I finished that shit. It was 5-1, and I threw my controller, and then I went to the fucking. Oh, I'm hyped as fuck. I'm in all caps like bitch ass. I was like, put me on the fucking mic. Put me on the fucking mic.
Can you hear me?
The whole cast like get Rob on the mic, and I made sure that everybody could hear me. Yeah, and that shit that was so funny about that when I go back and listen to it. Because at first I'm like, yo, can you guys hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
And then I was back calm. I'm like, you
bitch ass first, yeah.
That shit was so fucking ridiculous, dog.
But there was nothing like that going into the Zaffarino money match, right?
No, so the Zaffarino money match, that wasn't even.
I feel like Zaf shout out to Zaf. He's super cool, but I feel like he's more of a chill kind of. I bet he talks, some shit too, but I would find it hard to see him getting into it like that.
No, he didn't. Like what happened with that was actually, Punk has his beta bash and everything, which of course, make sure you guys, join beta bash stuff. Good tournament, but. He wanted hype. So I actually was playing against Zaffarino in the tournament. And I remember my girlfriend usually watches, like when I'm in tournaments and stuff. We usually be chilling here together. And I'm like, yo, I want to play G for fun. I'm not even taking it that serious. I go G first. I did all right, but he ended up getting me. And then I switched to Karen, he get me. So then like Zaf, I think popped off kind of he popped off for some reason, which was mad random. And then Punk basically turned it into like something that it really wasn't for the sake of just hype, I suppose. And that's how that match started. It's not like me and Zav really had no like problems with each other whatsoever. But it ended up being a good moment for everybody in the end of the day. So, it was cool to be a part of. And now people always want to see me versus Zav in tournament and me versus Rushdown and shit like that. Yo, does fucking Dylan have his thumb on his thing?
Yeah, what's going on?
I swear it looked like it, bro.
What?
He's going to copy me and leave for a second. That's what it is. I had to go check on the kiddos and give me some night juice. You know what I mean?
Oh, you get away with the Thanos cup.
The Thanos cup?
Yeah, you should have kept the Thanos cup.
You can't drink wine out the Thanos cup.
That's exactly what you
coffee
drink
mug,
out.
baby. No. Here it is.
Yo, that actually was fucking weird. And you said Thanos not black. Look at
Oh man.
DJ, have you ever gotten into some shit with like heavily shit talking in FGC?
Me, I mean, I'm more of a soft spoken kind of. I mean, we've had some money matches, but I ain't getting in people's face and talking that shit. I don't know. We got Symphony in the chat, I could say, but
I wouldn't get in people's face. Yeah, I think that's like. I mean, yeah, unless it was like past fighting games or something, but like I wouldn't get in people's face.
Symphony's like bullshit.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I've had some moments, but you know, I've had some money matches here and there, but I'm more relaxed. Like I'd rather let the game do the talking for me.
Bro, people need to money match more in general. That shit is fucking hype.
I agree. I mean, yeah, that's like really the spirit of the FGC, the rawness, and the.
If you could call out anybody for a money match right now, who would it be?
Me?
Oh, we got Chance in here. Yeah.
Well, my man, he trying to create it, stir it up, stir the pot. Get the pot in there.
Who you really want a money match right now?
Damn, I don't know if there's really anybody specific that I specifically want a money match right now. Yeah, I don't think there's no real like deep storyline with nobody like that I would say that I want to. Nah, I don't think there's nobody specific right now. But I want to set something up eventually with like I asked Burkish to money match, and I didn't think that'd be cool just because he beat me in grand finals of NEC. Even though like we've played various times since then, but people still bring that shit up all the time. So that might be like pretty hype to set up. But usually that shit just comes organically for me. Like some like shit talking stuff happens naturally, and then my first go to is put money on that shit.
Yeah,
and that's my brain immediately goes to that point. Oh, actually, I would say one person, which he's gonna be very surprised to hear this shit. I was playing in a fucking a UYU tournament yesterday, and I played against this Laura player named Ma Lin. And from what I hear, when I was smoking his ass in between games, he was going into the Twitch chat like, "Bro, I'm gonna lose because the connection's bad and shit." So I would love to put $200 offline at the first offline event. I will put $200 versus Ma Lin $100 at our first offline event that I'll smoke his ass. I will not change that either. I will put 200 against your 100 on my grandmother's grave, and I guarantee you I'll smoke your ass.
Yo,
hit him with the 2-for-1 special. Come on.
we got a Twitter ad. Oh, Kevin woke up.
It ass. Marlene cool. Like I'm cool with Marlene, but I heard that he was saying that online shit. So you know, unless he can clarify that for me, but that's what I heard. Like the online, I'm like, bro, you know damn well that we. Anyway, yeah.
Oh,
if he wants,
the challenge is gonna get put out. It's been clipped, bro.
Oh, I mean, that's fine with me.
25-1 odds.
I would definitely 200 to 100. If that's what I heard. He was saying in Twitch that he was losing because of lag or some shit like that. Yeah, Marlene cool, but I would definitely smoke it there. What's up,
Check me out, bro. Y'all make this happen. I'll put an extra 25 cents on that joint. Come on now.
I'm putting 25 on it. Not cents. Not cents.
Man said a quarter.
A quarter on that.
Said I'll retweet and follow on the match arena.
Devil Trigger said he's putting 50 on it, so I'm putting 25 on it. Devil Trigger said he's got 50 on it.
Devil Trigger got 50 on it too? Oh yeah, yeah. So I know Marlene from New York. If anybody from New York want to put in on their side, me and Louisiana homies and shit, we put in, and you know we can put something together.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we were talking about, you know, this is kind of something we discussed anyway. I know we haven't like made it official yet, but you know, the thing that we were talking about team wise.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we were running in the side. I don't even know if I told you, Curtis and Dylan yet about it, but we were thinking about doing a team thing. So like 3v3 teams, our team would be Carlos, Toy, and Rob. And basically doing 3v3s if anybody, you know, whether it be another org want to come in on it or just 3 players want to come in on it, you know, doing the team matches with them. And, you know, of course, Rob instantly said, well, you know, I might want to put money on it. And I was like, oh, this could be interesting. So that's something we need to definitely work on and see who could we get interested in that.
Carlos, Rob, and Toy, I would definitely be throwing money out, side betting on
that team. That's nasty.
My God.
Absolutely.
Bro, all those different characters.
Please, side bet.
Yeah, we'll fucking cook. That'd actually be hype. I think that could even become a trend.
Yo, Rob, how much did Dude train you to become 7th in the world?
Yeah, shut your bitch
Oh,
ass
and-
up.
Oh my god.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Gambit said BXA. Who does BXA still have for Street Fighter? They still got Squall.
Squad. I don't think Tampa Bison's on there anymore, is he?
Yeah, I don't know if they still have 3 Street Fighter players.
I think they still have Lex, but Lex is Lex from New York. I don't know if he's in New York right now. Though. They have what? Lex, Squall. First Street Fighter player right now, if I'm not mistaken.
No credit to Rob, all do.
Oh my god.
Dude, Kevin woke up and instantly came back with the heat. He was like, yo, where I left off.
Man, yeah, hold up, yeah, weren't you just asleep?
Jeez.
Yo, we were playing, yesterday. Me and Dude had to play in a tournament, and before we played, Kev was like, all right, Dude, if you win, good shit. Rob, if you win, good shit to do for teaching Rob.
Dang. So Dude's the sensei, Dude's the coach?
Oh hell no.
No? Okay.
He's alright.
So
You said no credit to him at all.
Yeah,
Right? You said he trash. What?
Yeah, Dude alright.
He said dude was just in here and said he came over and you were asleep, Kevin.
Yeah.
So 2 topics that I was that we kind of wanted to see opinions on. So the PS5 announcement and everything, from rumors and stuff, it seems like there's possibilities that FGC can go back to Xbox. What's your opinion on that? Because I mean, like, we ran fighting games on Xbox for years, and I feel like a lot of the time it was better.
That's the
PS4?
Is that the PS3? You got the 2 envelopes?
Yeah, well, I mean, the PS5
Yo, let me grab my
has
router
USB
real quick.
port.
Let me see that again.
Yeah, can we see that?
Oh man, Zip popped out of nowhere
Yo.
with the PS5.
PS5.
Hold up.
PS5 coming to
Yo,
store
where'd you get that shit?
I don't know if I can put that on stream. So it's got, because with the PS5 having 1 USB port, and I want to say, I don't know if this was like somebody just saying this, but like there wasn't, like, Street Fighter 6 wouldn't be is a possibility. It's not going to be a Sony exclusive title anyway. So what would you rather see? Would you rather, everything stay on PlayStation, which I don't know how it's going to be possible with a 1 USB port, or like what would you feel if we went back to Xbox?
I think I would. This is the thing.
Let's just
What
play
if,
on
like, Street Fighter
PC. I just
comes
want
out
PC.
Bro, what if Street Fighter is like an Xbox exclusive or some shit? I'm not trying to say nothing bad about Xbox per se, but this fucking generation, like PS4 and shit like that, PlayStation fucking kill Xbox. Like, the PS4 is 20 times better than the Xbox One.
See, that's wrong. The Xbox One X
Zip,
is
hold
actually
up.
the
I had a
strongest
question,
console on the
Zip, you
market
might
ever
know
made.
this.
It's still trash. It look like a big ass VCR. It's trash.
Zip is like, yo.
Yo, the Xbox One is ass, bro. Are you serious? Chat, back me up.
Hold up. Devil Trigger just said, bro, please not
You
Xbox.
gonna make me mess
I ain't
around
got
and
no
turn into my
money.
mans on you. I will go print up all Xbox gamers on you, son.
So the rumor, or like what I heard about the PS5 is that it has 1 USB slot in the front, and then it has a USB-C slot or something.
Xbox is definitely, I'm just going to
back?
put it out here, Xbox is 100% not trash. Absolutely not.
I'm
Everybody who says
straight
that
up
is
not.
sweet.
That's what
For one, we're all in our mid-20s, 30s, mid-30s, up to 40s. Fanboying a specific console is so gross. Like, when I see people like, oh, this
Yeah.
Nah, you just did it.
yeah, you were just doing it.
No. I said something is way better than something else does not mean that I'm fanboying one of them. I'm an Xbox 360 guy. PS3 trash.
I feel like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's just whatever's gonna be better and more convenient for us to play fighting games on. Like, I don't know.
I mean, but so
Okay.
going back to Xbox,
Can
we might
I
not
ask
have
a question?
anything.
Deeper than that.
Can I ask a question?
Xbox-
What is it that makes you personally say this one's trash, this one's good? Please give me that, because the only thing that the PlayStation has is the exclusives. I'll get at that.
Which is
But the way
exclusives
that
are
it runs
ass.
the
Somebody wants to
interface-
play Uncharted.
No, that game fire. You're not gonna do that. But the interface, all that, the party system, everything about playing Xbox Online is way better than fucking PlayStation.
Oh, I agree. I think that the interface on Xbox is trash, and I think it's aesthetic. Where's my fucking Xbox? Like, it's aesthetically.
He doesn't even know where his
horrible.
Xbox is.
Yeah, it's aesthetically horrible. I only got it because Gears of War is so good. Xbox is the only thing you're
it's a rectangle.
It's an ugly ass rectangle. The PlayStation 4 looks fire. Look, so I'm an Xbox 360 guy, right? So I remember when they did the review, so excited. And then they came on there and started talking about fucking TV and shit. Live TV, fucking family can watch Netflix and all that shit. Their focus was so on stuff like that was like outside of gaming. Like immediately everybody knew the PS4 was about to be better. And it is. This is a better console, man.
I mean, I only bought
You're
PS4.
not giving me that. You said aesthetics, bro. I need, because the interface thing, you need to go ahead and cut that.
Gears of War, Sea of Thieves, like Killer Instinct. Like it's not all right. PlayStation has Last of Us. I'll give it that. Last of Us is godlike, but like Uncharted, that's one of the most boring, drawn out series I've ever played. I mean, maybe I'll give it God of War, but like it's still down the middle. And on top of that, the new God of War is godlike, but let's not act like every single God. I played every God of War, including the PSP one. They're not all that good.
The new one, 10 out of 10.
Literally, I can't believe this. Doc just told me I look like
having me, guys. Thanks for having me, guys. My name is Master Flex, and I'm a holla.
This dude told me I look like Nathan Drake, bro.
Hold on. One thing that's important to me I don't have an Xbox One. I've never had one. How do you send a salty hate mail message on Xbox One?
Exactly.
How does that work?
Click on the person's name and then you send a message.
That's
it's not the same.
Because in PS4 you got to be added to a group. It's a big hassle. It's like I see somebody add me to a group and I'm like, oh no, here we go.
Shit.
I give you that.
It's garbage.
It's not the same when somebody gets the notification of you just added them to a group before you send your shit talk.
Yeah.
Like you get that little notification first on PlayStation. The messaging system is a little whack.
Yeah.
But that's it.
But not only that, I have it to where people can't send me messages because there was a whole thing going around for a while where people were you can brick people's PlayStations through messages. So like, if people are trying to hate on me right now, I don't even know because that shit's been turned off for like a year. I ain't getting bricked. Fuck that. But like,
I miss the old Xbox Live where you just get a voice message and you're like, yo, oh no.
I miss that.
That was when you could just turn the mic on and be like, you laggy ass
I've
motherfucker.
actually seen a lot of
better controllers than PlayStation.
Oh, absolutely. I have big, like my hands are big, so like I'm still like the Scuff I play with now. I have the Scuff Vantage because they literally built this.
We got the custom analog sticks. Look at you.
This shit, but so they literally made this one to like look and feel like it. My hands fit better on this. It's like an Xbox controller. So like I don't even use the regular ones no more. Huh?
Yeah, it's a PlayStation controller. Modeled after the godlike Xbox controller.
It's third party. It's Scuff.
Xbox, I give you that. They got the best controller. That's true.
Even like the PS5 controller, like I'm not impressed by that.
I mean,
that thing look like it's trying to be way too futuristic. They need to get that thing beat.
That thing's D-pad is looking suspect already. I don't know.
You think that we're gonna have a whole like
that shit look like Elroy Jetson in his room playing with that shit? That's what it looked like.
You think we're gonna have pad desyncing issues again?
Man, I don't know.
Because people are they learn to unsync their pads. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
We're gonna need Bluetooth sticks because there's nowhere where we plug in our sticks in. There's only one port.
You imagine like having to get a Bluetooth stick.
Bro, fight sticks are a thing of the past. Fight sticks are a thing of the past. Get with the program.
Look, I play on pad. I got the pad right here. I played. Look.
Yeah, I'm a pad player.
I play on sticks for everything except for NRS.
Fighting games right now. What are you doing?
Man, come on.
How you gonna put Supreme stickers all over your pad, bro?
Oh,
how you gonna fill your pad up with Supreme?
You got the Supreme hat. You got the Supreme. Damn.
Bro. I tried to learn stick before, bro, and it was just hurting my wrist, and I was like, nah, I'm done.
I'm not. That's weird. I'm the opposite, actually. When I play on pad for a while, it hurts my hands. When I play on stick, I can play for hours.
What kind of young arthritis y'all got? What's going on?
The what?
Look, I actually broke my wrist when I was a kid, and that may play into it, but yeah.
See, you have an excuse.
Yeah, and I played guitar and like all this other stuff.
Lando, so weird, like thriller dance or something. I don't like that shit, bro. No.
Wow.
What, the hip
I just feel like you can't miss this. It's the satisfaction of pressing the buttons and the sound and everything on stick for me. You were like, what are you doing? Bro.
The only reason I would like the button stick is because because you can customize it to make it look cool, and then like you know how do you guys hold your stick like the wine glass? You know what I'm talking about? Like,
You're talking about this crap where they be nah,
I don't do it like I'm not like that.
The wine
they
glass.
don't get on with that.
Daigo does that shit. That shit look cool as hell.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever you're most comfortable with. I've gotten smoked by people playing on a literal, like a keyboard, like a piano keyboard. Like,
here he coming here
like
with that Cammy shit.
stuff.
Rob, did you know this? Did you know playing Cammy instantly takes 2 inches off of your biceps and curses you with small calf disease for the rest of your life? Alex is suffering from that heavy right now, bro.
I didn't know about the disease part, but
I have not seen that research, but I believe it.
Yeah, Symphony's struggling with that right now. I love him, but like I feel bad.
Yeah, I mean it's a choice that he made in his life, though.
How you play Cammy still in 2020? That character's so dry. Come on.
That character's dry.
Character's dry, and I play Guile.
Oh no.
That shit better than Rashid. Oh, sicko over here.
So with CPT Online Grand Finals being 1 bar connection, how do you feel about that?
He said 1 bar connection.
That's what I saw today on Twitter. Is that Phenom versus Phenom versus Big Bird, or was it Angry Bird? I don't know. I'm blowing him up.
It was Big Bird. That's a rough situation, man. I kind of feel like
they kind of dropped the ball with like they could have separated the regions differently.
The rough thing is like, what I say? Like, okay, they put their 2 regions together, right? And out of everybody who entered that tournament, we knew most of us knew who 3 people were. Not even like that they were better than the other people. A lot of us, like as far as worldwide, didn't even know the other guys that was in that tournament. So I feel like, and that's what both of the regions together. So if you just give them their own regions, which might be the best solution because of the connection issue, honestly, that still might be the best solution. But at that point, you know, it's like giving up free Capcom Cup spots damn near. Like for like NA East, which is the thing. It's nothing wrong for NA East, for example, for us to get the short end of the stick a bit because we have the advantages in so many other ways. Like we have strong training partners and shit. But I mean, there's literally on the East Coast of America probably 20 plus like players that are like pretty fucking legit just on the East side that you got to play in CPT Online, you know. But I saw on like Phenom, I think it was Phenom showed a picture, and they were 77 hours apart.
Yeah,
those 2 regions playing each other. They're a 77-hour drive. That's fucked up. That's pretty fucked up. So I don't know. I feel for them, but I do think it's a tight spot for Capcom. At the end of the day, you know, I don't know I'm not sure what they could have done better there. Maybe 2 different spots would have been the best the best look.
I mean, realistically, it's a very unfortunate situation. I found it really hard to like hate on them too much because they're doing the best they can do. You know, this is almost in a sense short notice. So like, I feel like what they're doing now, there's definitely aspects of it that suck, but the alternative is nothing at all. So like,
exactly, I think we should be like appreciative, like
that at least we have something.
Yeah, something. But of course, I understand people being tight over there in the middle. That's rough. But
yo, I have a question. So I don't know if while I had my headset off, y'all said something about this, but with Evo Online, it's all they already said that it's region separated. But when it comes to the finales, like, are they gonna be like, all right, this guy plays from over here, this guy plays from over here, and now everybody plays each other? Or are you gonna have like 8 Evo champions for each game? Like, what's going on?
That's actually good. I
didn't even think about that. If you got to break them up, how's top 8 gonna work in grand finals? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you have who made top 8 from each one? Like, does one person come out
have
of each?
rollback, so it's like a good rollback at least. So it could be more viable.
I guess it'd be different if Street Fighter was in the mix at Evo or something like that, or Dragon Ball.
But they even have different countries like Japan and America. You can't have them play.
Right.
No matter how the netcode is. So I think that there's going to be multiple Evo champions. That's what I think. Like, oh, you're the.
I mean, it makes sense.
That's such a wild thought.
It makes sense, but I got to stick to my guns, man. I've been saying this since they released it. I honestly don't think the Evo Online is a good idea. I just don't.
Really?
Yeah, fam. Like, so you give people. Okay, everybody's at home playing, right? You're gonna have connection issues. You're gonna have all these things to work through. Even within regions, you're gonna have connection issues, right? And then it boils down and say you do have multiple champions like that. The whole thing about Evo is that you're coming to one centralized place and you're playing against people from all over the globe. And you are playing on the biggest stage ever to be the world champion. If you separate it into groups and people are only fighting their group, and then and if you stick it like that, where you're the champion of this region, you're the champion of this region, I think it's diminishing the title. I don't like it.
I think maybe it'd be better if they did like what Capcom is doing and have a qualifiers online or some Evo Invitational or something. You know what I mean? Like,
I like the way Capcom is trying to do it, but like I do agree with Curtis on like the Evo side of it, where like Capcom, it makes sense what they're doing, but like Evo is a little like when that first got announced and I saw it, I was like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. You almost would have expected them just to take the year off.
Yeah. So
yeah, they might as well just take the year off. In my mind, I mean, we're talking about the biggest for Evo, fam. Like, come on, dog.
It waters it down. It waters it down, son. To be honest, that's true.
Yeah. It's like Combo Breaker. When Combo Breaker was talking about doing some online stuff, like, I'm down for that because I don't feel. I mean, of course, winning Combo Breaker is a big thing. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like having a Combo Breaker to bring everyone together and have fun would make more sense to me than having the World Championships from your living room and playing people's bad connections and having all these arguments. You know how many players there's going to be? Do you know how are they going to deal with this? Like, this is going to be insanity.
Now, that's the thing. I think from a TO perspective and stuff, like, I think stuff about crazy. People going to want connection tests. I mean, I was playing in an online tournament, and I played this dude, and like just like last week or the week before. It was real laggy, and I ended up losing to him. But I didn't take it too serious. I was like, okay, CFN is bad. I was assuming CFN's fault. But then I see somebody talking about connection tests. And then I was like, let me just see. And my man's had a 2 upload speed.
Oh, Lord.
He's playing off his phone hotspot.
Oh, no.
He had a 2 upload speed. Dead ass serious, bro.
Damn.
And I'm like, Evo might be pretty rough. Anybody that's like, as far as like if you doing any of these online tournaments, Evo or CBT
don't you have to show like a speed test, do a speed test and show a screenshot of it?
Yeah, but you can bullshit that. You can.
Yeah, you can play that off so easily, dog.
If you can know somebody with a good connection and be like, "Yo, screenshot that and send it to me," that's so easy to get around. Unless they should like
screen record. They should require screen recording. That's not hard to do nowadays. A screen recording.
Yeah,
show me you speedtest.net and hit and go. That's actually a fire way to go.
That's true, but are you going to have people do that for every single match? Do you know how much time that's going to take, and how is somebody going to monitor that? Who's going to stick to that?
Well, not every match. It's just like, it's only like if somebody like after the first game, they're like, oh no, this shit's unplayable. Then you ask for it after the first game.
Oh, but if okay, for a call-out type thing. I see.
It's a call-out thing, not every game.
I rock with that.
You know, like a single-digit percentage.
I rock with that.
But the online shit is rough in general. It's just the best we got right now.
Agreed. I agree with online in general for a lot of things. I just don't rock with the Evo. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be posted up, leg folded, watching it. You know what I mean?
I'm watching them fighting herds. That's what I'm watching.
Oh,
Them
heck
fighting
no, they can keep that shit. I'm good.
The pony. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that game. That's that.
I'm straight on that.
So,
That's-
this is another thing I was thinking, Rob. What in your 4 years of competing at majors now, what is your most memorable moment, and what is your most proud moment?
Ooh, that's rough. Hold on 1 second.
I'm actually about to go grab a Truly.
All right, sorry.
Truly.
Farm going on. But look, so I would say my most proud moment was actually something that is not even high up there as far as my act, like the stuff I've done and stuff, but it's the Wolf Chrome match, just because of what it meant for that time. Like where I was at career-wise, so the Wolf Chrome match was big as far as that in that situation, and maybe the Itabashi match was crazy too. Like that shit actually, I feel soft as hell thinking back on it now. But as soon as that match was over, like I had like tears coming to my eyes and everything on stage. Like I remember, like people seen me like up there on the stage after it was over, like shake his hand and like have my face like this and everything, like in disbelief. But when I got off stage, the thing is, it's in the Midwest, you know, Commonwealth in Chicago. So, and of course, I'm from the Midwest. So it's like a home game. So many of my friends and whatnot that I've met along like the whole journey and everything were right there. And I got off the stage and I wasn't crying yet. And then Cool Kid and everybody's clapping. And I just like put my head in somebody's shoulders, start bawling like a fucking bitch ass little kid or something. You know, so that was actually a big one for me.
See, I don't really agree with that. How people like try to shame people like when they get like emotional on stage and stuff like that. Like when you works that hard for something like that, I mean, and you hit that goal or you win that match that you didn't think you were gonna win. People who hate on other players for getting emotional during that, like to me, that's so cringe.
That's those people that are like, man, it's just a game, and it's like, no, it's
no.
not,
I mean,
bro.
obviously, at certain levels, it's not just a game anymore.
Right, bro. Like,
and I don't like. I don't
when
like
people
that
were
term.
shitting on Punk for crying after losing to Taquito, bro. Like,
Yeah.
how you gonna hate on this man? My man is on the biggest stage, had the chance to be the first American, let alone black man, to win. You know what I mean? Win Street Fighter Evo, dog. Of course he's crying. Like there was no question in my mind. Of course he's crying, and people were shitting on him for it.
But I think with because that shit, I remember I was pissed off when everybody was like shitting on Punk over that. Like, oh, he deserved it and shit. You know what I think? I think that Punk's image is very like confident and cocky and oh, I don't even try. Like his image is like somebody who doesn't really practice. Even in an interview today with the Blink Esports, they're like, he's like, oh, I just play ranked and so. And there's really some people who believe shit like that, like dead serious. Even like offline, not even just stream monsters, like homies and shit. Like, man, that's just natural, you know. And so I think if anything, those tears show you the truth. You're not crying like that unless you bust your motherfucking ass
Straight up
and hard as hell, because you wouldn't even care. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
like,
bro.
That crying show you. So for me right there, when I beat Itabashi, that was like a transitional thing for me. You know what I mean? It was like, wow, like I remember watching this guy. And it's not like, it'd be different if it was like, oh, it's my first major and I got lucky or something. I had just beat John Takeuchi right before that on stream as well, you know? So I'm like, man, I'm really, you know, and it felt like after all the training and I don't want to make the podcast dark and shit, but this journey can be fucking depressing sometimes. Honestly, if you talk to a lot of fighting game players, bro, to be honest, like sometimes, man, if you're not getting the results you want, or you know, shit can get a little rough. You can overthink it. Like this is what I want to do. Like this is what I want to do. Like this is like my passion. I don't want to work in an office and shit like that. Like this is what I enjoy to do. So there's a lot riding on it every time that I go to these events and everything. Like, so sometimes
struggle, a lot of like negativity that you can get lost
but
in.
It's
like,
not even just fighting games. Like they actually talked about how it's esports wide. Like, all right, so right now in the Call of Duty League franchising, that's a big deal. Every player that qualified for the Call of Duty League, they're making a fat salary, on top of playing for like 200,000 every other weekend. And for champs this year, first place alone is 2 million. Second place is $1 million, and you all the way at top 8 gets paid. And there was actually one player right after winning one of the championships, not like Call of Duty World Championships, one of the other events that he won, but he benched himself, and he said, "I had to do this." He was like, "My mental health is not okay right now. I can't perform at my highest, which means I'm going to hold my teammates back." So like, people don't understand that, like, that's across all esports, that this takes a wear and tear for you. Definitely some of those dudes are playing for 14 hours a day nonstop, scrimming and everything. So like,
it's really rough. You put all your training at that level in. You put all your training in, and then it comes down to a 2 out of 3 sometimes, and you're just like left feeling.
Yes, sir.
I also don't like the term. It's just a game.
Oh no,
I hate that term.
That shit is ridiculous, bro. Like, I mean, honestly, like for me, bro, like people talk about how fast shit is happening, man, and it's true, it's been quick, but I really think that in these years, even though I'm like this fucking like, you know, like a fun, like talking shit, you know, all that, man, bro, like behind the scenes, dog, I shut my fucking life down for years for this shit. Like, I've not gone to the club.
You sacrifice a lot, right?
Yeah,
because
man.
it's your passion. Like, you love this, so it's not just a game.
I feel like, and because of what we do, there's no middle class. I got some homies.
I think the difference is that some people think that, you know, it's the same for everyone. Like, they envision themselves, this guy is just playing online. Like, he's just, you know, he's just getting some games in, and they don't realize like the amount of sacrifice like top level players really put in. But like, you know, if it's just like John Doe in the Twitch chat, they just think that they're just playing like everybody else.
But not only that, the work it takes to get sponsored. Like, if to me, it's crazy. There's no way you're gonna tell me a sponsored player is gonna have the idea that it's just a game. Because if so, then why did you work hard enough to get picked up by an organization?
Yeah.
Why are you representing somebody's organization if it's just a game?
Yeah, but I think, bro, like, honestly, it's easy for your self-worth to end up being tied to, like, what we do is kind of fucking sick, man. Like, how can I put it? Like, in the end of the day, you can have a great tournament or some big shit happens, you get a big gig, whatever. But then you go to another tournament next weekend. If you get fucked up in that tournament next weekend, you're not thinking about how you just did work last week.
Exactly. Nobody is.
All I'm thinking about is, I fucking suck. Like, man, there's
like
been
you're not as good as your last result thing. Like,
yeah, bro. So it's like a never-ending like roller coaster, which I've been getting better. With that. Like, your perspective is really important. But the point I was gonna make though is that financially, in the FGC, there's no middle class. Like, there's no middle level. Like, I have friends who are very well off financially, and then I have friends who are, you know, trying to make their way, like, you know, and so because of that, we are forced, if you want to make this a living, you're forced to be in the 0.001% of talent, whether that be skill in game or as a content creator, a personality, a host, a commentator, whatever it is, you have to go to an extreme level. Like, if you look at Sajam in Street Fighter, for example, Sajam is like, it's meant to everything that we do, I feel like as performers, we're supposed to make it seem effortless when we do it, so that nobody's thinking about it. But when I hear the details that Sajam knows and shit about the game, and he's not even a player and XYZ, I can tell the level of work that he really puts into that shit. But I think that to a degree, being great at anything requires some form of unhealthy obsession. Like I think there has to,
of course.
I think it's got to be unhealthy, bro. I really think that you can't just be the perfect, happy-go-lucky motherfucker and do this shit, bro. It's fucking impossible.
Yeah,
you got to have some type of dog in you.
And that's another thing that's that's game wide. That's not even just fighting games. It's a game wide thing. It's just it's
not
part
even
of
game wide. That's life wide. That's life wide.
You're right.
But I mean, the thing is, like video games in general is more of a chance. Like you got to think about it. Like Rob was saying, you got players who are actually godlike, but financially, without a sponsor or an organization backing them, they can't travel to show these skills. Not everybody has the financials. Think about how many players right now that we've never seen at a tournament because financially they can't go anywhere, but are sitting at home actually godlike players. And if they had the opportunity, they go to an event and they just shit on everybody. And it's like, oh, where you been? Oh, poor. I can't travel. It's not easy to just jump on a plane and go, across the U.S. to Evo and go to Vegas and show people how good I really am.
I gotta be right back. 1 second. Sorry.
All right.
Like Chan said, that's the like I agree with that. That's the hidden bosses of the FGC, bro. The people who literally can't afford to go anywhere.
Yeah, then you pull up to their region.
Well,
I do think the cream will
for sure.
I think if you want it enough though, like you're gonna make that shit happen. Like for me, what I did was, I still need to fucking put in more work, obviously. Like I'm still on my way up. But as far as even getting to this point, I didn't go to majors. I drove like 6 hours, 5 hours, like in the same weekend, every weekend. Like Friday, I'm in Indianapolis. Saturday, I'm in Chicago. Sunday, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm from, I live in Columbus, Ohio. Like just going where I could afford, and I would win and make money from that, and just keep putting that same money back into traveling to stuff. So I wasn't really like a profit.
Yeah, but there's still stipulations.
You were investing in yourself. You were investing in
There's still stipulations to that because you got to think about the freedom that you have. You're younger. You don't have a whole lot of things holding you back. Think about the people who are married and have an infant at home. They even if they really want it bad, it's hard to be like, okay, I'm married. I have a shitload of bills. We're already not financially off. We have a baby. But let me take off of work and not make money for those 3-4 days that I'm taking off to spend money to go to these events when I have a child I have to feed, a wife I have to take care of.
Oh yeah, I feel like in that situation, it's kind of like nothing you can do. Not that you can't be cold, but I'm saying like there's nothing you can do you got to put your family first. Like if I had. I can tell you, the stuff I've done in these few years, if I had a kid, I would not have done a lot of it. I'm not saying I wouldn't be in the FGC because I would. But I wouldn't be able to. I'm willing to sacrifice my damn self and go through some struggles my damn self as an adult, a single man. But with my kids and everything, like, no, that's rough.
And like we actually had that kind of instance. So I don't know if you know this, but when we actually launched Crescent, our very first player was actually you heard of Urban? Do you remember Urban Flow?
Hell yeah, I know Urban Flow.
So he's like my brother, but when he's been there since day one when we first took off. But and for him it's not necessarily financial, but the reason he kind of fell off is he was already on like getting married and stuff, and then bam, now he has an infant and he's got like a serious ass job. So for him, it wasn't as easy to be like, yo, I know I got a newborn at home. I got this, I got a real life adult job that doesn't allow me to just be like, oh yeah, take this Friday and Monday off. And I got my wife to take care of. So it got a little harder for him. But yeah. I mean, dude, Urban Flow, like John was, I love him. And he was actually a sick ass player.
Yeah, I know his character is actually fucking nice. I mean, I feel like
we might see a return now. Soon we could see a return. Definitely with Rose coming out. I feel like that. Well, I say that it's still speculation, but if Rose comes out, I feel like it's been about a year since he's kind of like left the scene. That could definitely drive him back into it.
I think chasing your dreams with pretty much anything is a very not. I don't mean this with the negative connotations, but it's a selfish thing. Like,
of course it is.
It's selfish, like you gotta spend so much time alone. It can even, for me, I'm lucky that, me and my girl, we just been together since high school, like 9th grade. So,
oh damn,
so she just, understands and everything. But if I didn't have a girl already, oh nah, like, cause I'm too locked in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, it'd be hard for me to put the time into grooming a new relationship like I would need to. Like a lot of that's the thing. People talk about that behind the scenes. Like, it's not easy being like going a pro player route and cultivating like new good relationships. And
that's crazy.
People
I've been together for like 12 years.
The amount of time it takes to really stay at the top level or to even reach that level.
Yeah, bro. Like it feels like there's always, and fighting games is so wide open. Like, as far as improving and stuff, I can never run out of stuff that to improve on. Like, there's always new matchups, even the current matchups. Like, there's even if you're at a high level, there still might be 3 characters about that. People don't really use that character, and he's not top tier, but he's weird as fuck. And like, all right, I need to make sure I get that matchup down before this tournament, or oh, this player, I got this player for my pool. There's always some new stuff coming up, new theories and concepts, new tournaments, new content to make. It's really a grind. But I think with anything you do, even outside of FGC, like I said, chasing the dream is a selfish thing. So I am lucky I got to it being younger. I wish I was as young doing CJ Truth and Punk when I started.
Oh yeah.
I don't wish that, because I think I got very valuable lessons about business and life in general before getting into this stuff that helped me
from college. And the relationships you had built before,
Yeah, college and just life in general. Just being an adult in life in general. You know what I mean? Just experiencing.
Yeah, that's why I threw that little piece in there. The relationships that you had built before.
So you saying that led me to 2 different things.
Yeah.
For one, something that I've seen that you're very fortunate with, and I think is extremely sick, is how supportive and active your father is with it. Like, dude, I'm telling you, for the longest time, I was seeing your dad's Twitter, and like, I didn't realize it was actually your dad. I thought it was just somebody that like kind of looked like you that was like memeing, and I was like, yo, wait, that's actually Rob's dad, bro. Yeah. And like, I think it's so great on how supportive like he is for you and shit like that. Like, that's got to be sick, that because I've heard you say before that you grew up playing against your dad and stuff like that. I think I was listening to that in the documentary. Like, so your dad's always been supportive of video games and everything with you.
Yeah, my dad's like I remember, I don't know how fucking like I don't know if this is like PC or not, but my dad used to, I remember there was people at his job, they would play Madden for money and shit. And I remember my dad brought me there to play people for money. Obviously, it's my dad's money, not, I'm a kid.
Oh yeah.
Of course, but everybody's so confident they're gonna beat me because I'm a kid, but they don't know me and my dad be going to war. And I used to smoke. I remember smoking his friends and shit like that, and Madden and stuff like that. Like, I was like, this probably like 13, 14-year-old money matches or something like that, So
yeah,
I mean, we regularly went to war. I mean, my dad, he's a big, like, my dad's the football dad. Like, when I play organized football, soccer, all that shit, he's the dad that everybody else is and their parents are in the bleachers screaming. My dad's on the sideline like a fucking coach. And like all like excited. My coach is probably annoyed as hell. He'll screaming. Like, if I'm not in the game, he tell me go stand by the coach so that he can remember to put you in. Like shit like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, my dad's he's always been heavily supportive of me. Like, whether it be college or I was doing music, and now with the FGC, like, he loves the shit. And he plays fighting games himself. He actually plays Street Fighter.
Yeah, like, I see he's like really into like old arcade style games and fighting games and shit. That's sick.
Yeah, he collects Transformers and shit like that. So you can see pretty much how I got into this stuff.
Yeah.
Even though he won't give a shit, tell that man that I am proud of the work that he's done, because that is beautiful to hear, dog. Beautiful to hear.
Dude, I'm telling you, I fuck with Papa Rob, dude. He's dope. I get down with that. You get him out the CEO with us, bro.
Yeah, oh, that'd be dope. Yeah, he hasn't actually gone to a major yet. Like my dad's been to hella tournaments, but they've all been like, you know, around the area and stuff, you know, like not actually to a major. The first big thing that he went to was last year at Red Bull. Y'all remember that when me and my dad were popping off and shit?
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, oh yeah. That's actually right before I joined Crescent. Yeah. That was like we talked soon after that. But yeah, like that was actually the first like big thing he went to. This is the only thing I'm worried about. This is the only thing I'm worried about. Because this is the thing, like even at that Red Bull Conquest, okay? So there's a good reason why my dad was so hyped. Like, without getting too much into details, I felt like motherfuckers was hating. Like pretty much. I felt like motherfuckers was hating and acting like they're my homies. But then when I lost in the upset, the motherfuckers were all excited about it and shit. So I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm like, all right, I see what time it is. And then there's some like history behind it too. But I'm like, all right. But when I finally got to get back to playing, because there's a little intermission after that, my dad is in the back of me, hype as fuck, talking shit or whatever. I'm not even talking shit. At this point, you know, I'm more calm. It's not like the old RobTV shit where I'm talking reckless. So I'm like, Dad, you got to chill out, man. Like, we good. Like, you got to chill out. He not saying nothing like crossing the line, just fighting game shit. You know, just hyping shit up like sports.
Mm-hmm.
But before I know it, his energy infected me too, and I couldn't hold my thoughts in anymore either. I started talking mad shit. But I feel like if we go to a major, I gotta coach him in advance. Like, yo, Dad, I'm not the underdog no more. You gotta, we can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't be popping off on everything.
You ain't had the Crescent support yet, bro. Me, Alex, definitely Alex, bro. I'm telling you, what tournament was it? Holy shit!
Dude, PR Balrog told me to shut up the other tournament.
I remember that, but I think it was Texas Showdown 2 years. For one, like Alex, like Symphony said, fuck that. Let your dad pop off because we're gonna be popping off. Texas Showdown in either 2017 or 2018. Me, or might have been CEO. I think it was John. Urban Flow was playing Kaba, and Mena came and stood next to us. And you know the whole thing with Mena and Kaba screaming for each other. So he came up to us, and me and Devil Trigger were like, I kind of had to stop Devil Trigger for a second, but he was like, "You want to go? We could go." And Mena was like, "You really want to get into this?" I was like, "Look, Alex, look, we gonna scream and we gonna pop off." But I was like, let's not challenge the Dominican Republic to who can get the most loud to a match. But 100%, you ain't beating boy standing behind you in tournament before, bro. Yeah, PR Balrog had to tell DJ shut up while he was yelling for.
I didn't even think I was being that bad, man. I was just yelling out anytime Alex got a hit, or like like he was running mix-ups and stuff, and I was just yelling out the name of the move over and over again.
I can't help but be hyped with my homies.
Yeah,
absolutely, bro.
I was like, y'all got headsets. Like, you're sponsored. Come on, put the headphones on. Let me be rowdy over here, dude. Yeah. I mean, I get it at the same time. But,
no chance. Well, Chance just said he'll go against the Dominican Republic. I know for a fact.
No, I'm saying like as a tournament player, bro, you got to deal with people talking shit and the crowd yelling. That's like NBA players got to deal with the crowd.
Yeah, I can't believe people bitch about that.
But
like
he was like, I can't hear the setup. Like, he plays off sound or anything. I'm like, well,
Lumen actually just brought up a good point. CEO 2 years ago, when I think we were like leading into top 16 at that point, Doza played Beyond Toxin.
Oh yeah,
so
Florida
people Louisiana, Crescent behind Doza. Beyond Toxin has the whole NRS community against behind him. So. Mm-hmm. That was going wild. It was literally NRS versus Louisiana and Crescent. Like who's gonna get the loudest?
Yeah, sometimes shit gets heated, man. Honestly, I feel like in the FGC, if shit seemed like it's gonna start getting physical, people over like. I feel like this is the thing. Getting physical, yes, there is something wrong with that, but stuff getting to that point. Sometimes, man, the testosterone is. The adrenaline high, like motherfuckers just start getting overly hyped. It always gets calmed down, but 9 times out of 10, if somebody get in each other's faces, they don't really mean to it never really ends up going there. It just hype shit. That happens in sports all the time. You see somebody dunk on somebody, then push the dude and shit. Even though it's not.
When it comes to my homies, I don't care how far it gets. I'm about it, whatever.
I was gonna say, like, am I a bad guy for saying, like, I wouldn't mind watching somebody get rocked?
Look, when it comes to my dudes, bro, that's it, bro. We could, however far it's got to get, but I'm riding behind my dude. Son.
Not for violence in the FBC. But yeah, you know.
Look, my man protecting his endorsements. I want to see somebody get rocked. No, I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding, bro.
Versus Capcom 3 shit. Like, as soon as the match ends, just turn around and sneak who's ever behind you.
Oh my goodness.
Be Dylan swinging on somebody.
All right, so DJ, go ahead and edit that shit out.
Symphony said that.
Crescent Esports. Yeah, square up. What's up with it? Like,
Symphony said it. You fuck with Louisiana and it's on site, bro.
Bro, now if some shit ever pop off, and people gonna assume it was our fault because of this clip.
If that helps somebody out, Crescent is stuttering. Oh no.
What Rob said earlier? Event hubs. It's gonna be a still shot of us in here.
Doctor said event hubs and esports is stuttering.
We were the first
podcast where we advocate violence, and oh my god.
Imagine everybody with one jersey scrapping.
Yo,
you see dudes in a bunch of esports jerseys just going at. Oh my god.
On the railroad tracks, you got these jerseys, and against these jerseys, you go down the street right by the substation. You got those.
You see the G Fuel logos flying, dude. Oh my god.
Yo, I bet you though that would bring numbers. People would start watching more. Check it. People see that clip on YouTube, be like, gamers aren't bitches. I'm in there.
Like back in like 2016, 2015, like shit, dude. With like GOL specifically, when a GOL person was playing, bro, it got loud as hell. People would get mad, bro, for real.
Yeah, I could have.
Doc's a FGC fighting gangs community.
Esports.
If Ryu can do it, why can't I?
I've seen some people like have to be pulled away from each other. You know.
Oh yeah, I've seen people get into scraps at events before.
See that was, dude. Back in the day, Gears of War, that was normal on land. That was absolutely normal, and you would not get kicked out for it either.
That's actually pretty sick. I ain't gonna lie, that's dope.
I done been at a Gears of War 2 UMG event where I seen mid-match somebody get pulled over the table, bro.
Bruh, Gears people get mad, bro. They're respectful.
The most toxic community of all time. Ain't even lie to you.
League of Legends.
Most toxic video game community. Let's put it like that.
Yo, Doc, you're not allowed to fight, bro. Doc, I think it's illegal for you to fight. You know how to do fucking roundhouses and shit and double backflips. I don't know.
Oh
I
my
think you
goodness.
got like.
What's it? Double backflips? Holy shit!
Y'all sound like he need to be in Tekken. What's going on?
Yo, Doc dead ass like he could be a Tekken character to me, though. Hell yeah, with the boat shoes, definitely.
Let's just keep in mind that all this is a disclaimer. We're just having fun and bullshit, you know. Don't take us seriously. It's just the boys talking, you know. One beer with the boys. Yeah, we're trying to do
well. This for anybody that this is their first time watching the podcast.
Anyways,
we're trying to have more of like a late night, like off
the wild
kilter,
vibes,
less filtered. Like we're trying to talk about serious topics sometimes, but you know we're trying to also just have a cool, chill ass conversation.
So there was another thing I wanted to
ask you. By telling them
you right
that we're just having fun.
Zip's about to rip into me after we go offline.
Like Crescent Esports players and staff encourage violence at events. You know, I could see it, bro. I swear. I don't want to. No.
I'm just trying to let people know what to expect for the later episodes.
But that's one thing I will say about us to a certain extent. And Rob knows this 100%. We are not about to we don't believe in trying to, I guess, like PG anybody under the brand unless they know it's too far. Like,
yeah, you just know that. I think people should have fucking people. Most times, for me personally, when I see people get canceled or whatever you want to call it,
which I hate that. I hate cancel culture.
Yeah, some people deserve it, but I think it's. Well, we shouldn't go too deep into that topic at all.
No,
but I will say just in general, some stuff is like just don't be a dumbass. You don't gotta think too. Like, just don't be dumb. Like, some stuff that people do is common sense that you should not have said that or done that.
Like, for example, for Rob's pop off with Rushdown after that money match, there was actually people who were like, "Oh, that was too far." On our end, Rob did not cross any line to me that was like, "Oh, this is absolutely unacceptable." Like that it's what he's known for. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there might have been one part in there that was, got wild, but like it did not cross a line that was like, oh, this is unacceptable.
No, if we can't do that shit in the FGC, the FGC, not the FGC.
Well, that's esports taking over. Esports comes along with like pausing shit, I guess you could say, or like trying to put a little rated E on it. Because like,
bro, I feel like I don't know, but the esports stuff that I've been a part of, they actually want you to be. I don't know if maybe I just experienced something different, but people say that a lot. But usually they know that stuff is better for ratings. I feel like, like,
they want some flair.
But they want you to talk shit. Nobody's ever came up to me like, "Yo, Raw, go talk some shit." That never happened. I just be myself. But when that happens, look how Evo, for example, cool kid, top 8 at Evo. He beat Shin to get in the top 8. All of us in the Midwest ran on stage immediately, hype as fuck. Like, that shit felt so good. And all the security was like, "Get the fuck off the stage," like throwing us off the stage. Yeah, right? It was not wrong. But the thing is, even though they were throwing us off the stage and shit, when you look at like the next year when they were promoting Evo, they used the fuck out of that clip.
Same thing with the L.I. Joe thing, 2016 when L.I. Joe beat Kazunoko to get top 8. What happened? As soon as he beat Kazunoko, all the homies fucking swarmed the stage for him.
Bro, and they promote with that. Like, they know that shit.
It was absolutely in the hype video for the next year. I guarantee you. They used that in the Evo 2K vids for the hype video the following year.
So I think esports in general, they do. There's a lot of shit they do wrong, but I do think that that's something that they, generally speaking, I think they know that you need to bring.
They know it's necessary.
They know it's necessary. They want ratings.
Like, you remember Evo Top 8 2016 when Fudo had to change Mika costumes?
Oh yeah. I know about that's
that costume was too revealing. You got to switch that.
Yeah, that's weird.
I didn't have the dress on. I mean, that's a different. Thing.
If it's on live TV, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't hating on that dog.
Yeah,
like, she got the whole ass out. People trying to let their kids watch it. Like, come on, man.
You're right.
All right, keep in mind, think back to Nickelodeon when we were young. All right, go watch Ren and Stimpy and Rocco and stuff now. We were exposed to that shit.
Ren and Stimpy was fucked up.
A dirty
Don't get me wrong.
So was Rocco.
Look, check me though. Ren and Stimpy was fucked up, but to a point where, as a child, you're looking at it and you're not processing the real fucked up parts.
Yeah,
that's different than when a man animates a female character, they make it look like what a man wants that character to look like, and so you have this specimen of what a woman is supposed to look like on the TV, sexualized with her ass out. That's completely different than what Ren and Stimpy looked like to us as a kid.
Squishing your head in between two asses, the super.
That's Another Rob mentioned something about this earlier that made me think of it. So I'm almost done with it. I haven't had a chance to finish it yet because my free time is like almost non-existent. But I had been wanting to read Will to Keep. I've been wanting to read Will to Keep Winning for a long ass time. I almost bought it back at I think it was Evo 2017. I was about to buy it, and I hadn't been able to find a copy since. So I saw Rob post it, and Rob put me on the ebook. So I went and downloaded the Kindle app, and I think I only paid like $14. And the book is absolutely amazing.
I'm about to do that. I've been needing to read that for the longest.
It's so good. Best $14 I've ever spent, bro.
Yeah.
But the book is amazing, and reading Daigo's philosophy that I've read, yes, absolutely.
I'm just kidding, bro.
I got lost in it, bro. Like, Daigo's philosophy on how he explained things was amazing, and it kind of led back to something Rob talked about earlier with like the work you put when we were talking about the whole situation of how seriously you take it and your training leading up to it. Reading his story, because I thought it was just going to be like his journey in esports, but it's so much more than that. It goes back to when he was a child, why he took his breaks, what he was doing then, the mindset. Like, dude, that book was amazing. What was your overall thoughts on it, Rob?
So Daigo,
done yet?
I finished it. Daigo makes me, when I read that, to be crass about it, I guess. It made me feel like a bitch. Like, it made me feel like
damn.
I feel that though, bro. I'm telling you, it
made me feel like a bitch because I realized the significance of how fucking lucky I cussed so much. My dad cussed so much for me growing up. So it's just a part of I need to stop that shit.
There's nothing wrong with it. You let that shit the fuck out.
Yeah, you got rock, bro. Curtis is a big advocate on that.
Bro, I realize how fucking lucky we are nowadays, bro. Like, Daigo played fighting games to a serious level when nobody took the shit serious. Daigo played fighting games when he couldn't make any fucking money. He was playing for straight pride for a long fucking time. Daigo was fucking taking a long ass train as a kid and sneaking to go play and so on and so forth. Nowadays, motherfucker, like you just said, that not that I did not work hard, but my first major was final round in 2017. I was on a team, I sponsor Hazardous in like December or something.
No,
like
I wasn't trying to discredit you. That I'm saying that you showed that much of a promise earlier. Oh, okay.
No, I'm painting that to say that the fact that that I could do that versus what Daigo had to fucking go through, like, honestly, there's so much that we complain about nowadays, and even me myself, I'm sure even today, that we are so fucking lucky. We have fucking reality TV shows. We ain't doing a fucking podcast, bro. I did like Twitch, people watch you on Twitch, YouTube. We have big ass tournaments that anybody can enter. Anybody on Earth that's not banned can enter the CPT as in general throughout the year. And you can win 250K, shit like that. Daigo, Justin Wong, a lot of these guys were doing this before being a pro fighting. Baye and them, bro, before that shit was even a thing. Like, so honestly, reading Daigo's book put a whole lot of shit in perspective for me. We are lucky as fuck, and I think if we realize how fucking lucky we really are, we'd make better moves. It wouldn't make us just but we'd be able to take advantage of our situation better than what a lot of people do. People complain so much, but it's like, yo, we're fucking baby. It's kind of like, honestly, the way I look at it, it's kind of like if you're American and you fucking really read up on what a third world country is like. Like, we just take the shit that we have over here for granted until you really get to see how shit is in some other places, unfortunately, right now. I think it's the same thing. Right now, this is the fucking luckiest time to be a fighting game player, to be honest.
There was one.
You know what you sound like right now, bro?
Yeah.
You're sounding exactly like Swiss Beats. Do you follow hip hop like that?
I'm heavy. I told you I rap.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So you hear what Swiss Beats was talking about? What's up?
We got to get Rob to do this before we end the podcast, by the way, because there's a lot of non-believers. We need some proof, and it ain't in the pudding at the moment.
No, Swiss was just talking recently. If I'm not mistaken, it was with Trick Daddy, because Trick Daddy be doing that Instagram live show, blah blah blah. He was talking with him, and he was saying how the pioneers of hip hop, you got Kool Herc and all those old school cats that people need to pay homage to them and understand what they gave for them to be able to make music and make the money that they make at this point. And they was literally saying the same things you're saying. We need to make better moves and grab the reins and control what we're doing. You know, the record labels eat off them heavily. And anyway, but that's different because obviously they're making way more money. But you were touching a lot of the same points he was. We need to pay more homage to Daigo, and people that are in the higher ups of the FGC need to say, what moves can we make, the biggest moves, not selfish gain moves. We need to get together and make moves that'll make it where we can really build something off of this. And I think that's something that we're not doing in the FGC right now. Like, people are, I know that there's stuff that happens that I don't know about. You got TOs that probably work with other TOs and they do behind the scenes things to help each other out. But at a certain point, somebody's gotta, like Capcom being alone and running its own Capcom Cup. Why not branch out and like encompass everything? Everybody work together as the FGC and make fighting games esports in that manner. You know what I mean? Instead of people doing everything separate. Like I don't know how I can say it. Like, it's like if the NBA was more segregated. Like, it'd be like, okay, you got this league over here in this part of the United States. You got this league over here in this part of the United States. You got this. They're all playing basketball. We're all playing fighting games. Yeah. Join together, make it one giant league, and work together to make moves to make money for everybody.
And stop fucking over my boy Jeremy Lin.
Fucking over Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin should be in the NBA right now.
You know, another interesting thing from the Daigo book, actually.
What you got?
It also made me change my approach and thought process. Is that Daigo talked a lot about the importance, and this shit not even gonna sit the level where it needs to really sit, bro, but of innovation. He said, like, for him, he said for him as Daigo, like, he didn't have players to look up to that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, you know, of course, when he started at the beginning, but basically since fighting games became esports, he was Daigo. Like, when he was the first pro player ever, so he was the guy. So to this day, he is used to creating his own strategies and his own opinions on matchups and tier lists and XYZ. So I think that right now, because of how lucky we are and how much information there is out there, you can go out there and watch 1,000 dual Kevin videos, RobTV, or even Punk, Daigo, whoever, and study that shit and try to base your stuff off of that, and which is good to learn from that to a degree. But I do think that a lot of us go too far on the side of just taking other people's stuff and not thinking for ourselves and innovating. I actually think there's a skill. I think there's a ceiling to how strong you can even be without innovation, and Daigo illustrated that in his.
I know exactly what you're talking about. He gets heavy in that, where he says that you can, because he was referring to like mahjong as well. He was like, you can study the way a specific person plays and incorporate that in your play style, and that's great. But he was like, don't get it confused. That's only going to take you so far, because you're still taking from somebody else. So he was like taking some things from somebody, but still finding that median level of having to add your own twist and flavor to it. But another thing in the book that got me, I really, High Score Girl to me was phenomenal. I love that anime. But there was a part in the book from Daigo's childhood that I feel like High Score Girl literally took that part of the book and put it into the anime. And it made me realize, like, it goes back to, like, for like Chance said in the chat earlier, and for me, almost every single one of my close friends now I've met through the FGC.
Me too.
Every single person that I fuck with in general, I met through esports, but all my best friends are from the FGC. And this was early on in the book where it was one of the situations where he went to a different arcade that was too far, that was it was a long bus ride away. He knew he wasn't supposed to be there. Time slipped past him, and he got to know this older guy at the arcade. Didn't really talk much. Daigo even says, I'm still like really good friends with this guy to this day. He was older than Daigo. Daigo barely knew him, but he was like very quiet and nice guy. Daigo got in trouble. His dad started calling him and stuff. Daigo got in trouble for being it's like 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning, and the buses, he let time slip so much that there was no bus to get back to his place. So this guy that he met at the arcade, that he barely even knew, but just became friends with from standing out on the cab next to him. Got on his bicycle, had pegs on it, and 3 hours, a 3-hour bicycle ride to go bring Daigo back home.
Shit.
And then he gets to Daigo's house after riding his bicycle for 3 hours at it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Daigo gets off the bike. He tells him thank you. The guy waves at Daigo and turns back around.
Yeah, it was no big thing.
No way.
That blew my mind, bro.
Yeah, just straight that. That shit was crazy to me too. And when he said he was still cool with him to this day, I'm like, oh no, that's sick. That's sick.
When I read that part, that was like, dude, that's great because all of my it reminds me majority of my friends from the FGC. I feel like if I was in that situation, they'd do it for me, and I damn sure do it for them.
Yeah, a 3-hour bike ride, bro. We gotta call it
at 2 o'clock. Well, they didn't have that luxury back then. You know,
I don't know about on foot or on pedals. I don't know.
It was that far away, and Daigo missed the fucking train. His dad was like, "Well, you need to get home," and hung the fuck up. Daigo just had to figure it out. That's just kind of insane.
And another thing that I love about how that's in general, friendship wise, is so I mean, I can't really speak too much on other states because Louisiana has always been kind of tight knit. At the end of the day, even the ones that don't get along that well in the state, when we travel, we all got each other's backs at the end of the day. You will always be taken care of by somebody from the state. And it's kind of hard to talk about this in general, but so there was something that one of our friends used to say, and Alex Symphony, as actually one who said this, when we go play, he said fuck Butler in the FGC, in the LAFGC. But when we used to go places, and one of our friends was always like, when we travel, when we go places, Louisiana first. We will always look out for each other. If we're out, then we all have each other's backs no matter what.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, that's right. Always have each other's back. Always.
My man Zip picked up that.
Yes,
that's
nice.
That boy took one of our own and made him a Texas boy.
You know
I do nothing. No, you know, cat.
The only thing I would say, should I bring it up? I would say in general in the FGC, the only thing that's fucking rough is just from the social standpoint is that it's a double-edged sword. You meet so many close friends, but there's a lot of, depending on what you're doing in the FGC, it can be work too, right? So usually when you go to fucking work, just to the office, you at work, so nobody can really backstab you or no shit you're not even gonna trust them to that level. In the FGC, there are so many times where I've met people and we go to so many events and shit, so I assume that we're homies to a different level. And then it's I think it's easy in the FGC to have people who are cool with you, but maybe acquaintances and shit. And at least for me, maybe I'm just a more emotional person though. But I think that we're super fucking tight because our work environment is so informal. It's not like we're wearing suits and shit like that. And it leads to some weird interactions for me. Now I've learned from it, from being in it for a few years and shit now. But at first I had a lot of trouble with that. So now in the FGC, I try to keep my circle I've met my best friends in the FGC, but I do try to keep my circle a little small. My guard is up a whole lot with our scene.
See, and I feel that, but I'm also
to say that it's my
bad. Go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say to say that it's say that it's work, right? I get where you're going with that, but I think more so than looking at it like work at an office or at retail, you got to look at it more like sports. I'm gonna make a very bad reference right now, and I am going to give a disclaimer off rip that I do not condone what I'm about to talk about. Now, so it's what's the cat on the Lakers, right? He snitched on. Now, let me say this: I don't condone my man's cheating, but the cat on the Lakers, they spend all that time in the locker room together, right? You feel like they're tight, and then he snitched on my man's to his wife, and then boom, he crashed the relationship in a work environment. He thought he was safe with a friend, And you know what I mean? I feel like the FGC would relate more towards sports than it would relating towards a office relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. I was pointing out how different they are, the office versus the FGC.
Okay. I came in a little wrong, but making the same point.
The same point. Yeah, it's the same point. Like you said, it's easy. Because, like you said, you're playing sports, it feels so informal and shit, so it's easy to get sucked into that shit.
Well, so for some examples from me, like two examples specifically is, I've noticed in the FGC, I've never really had too much of trust issues. Like, for one, I feel like I've always been a good judge of character off the rip to begin with. But like 4 years ago, me and Curtis met each other at a tournament in Texas, off of me just asking him for a cigarette, which led to a 4-hour standing outside the venue conversation, which led to us keeping in touch over the years, to him joining Crescent. And another good example is shout out to the homie Tito. So DreamHack Atlanta in 2018, me and Novaspec had a very unfortunate situation that led us into there. A couple of people weren't able to make it. All of our plans fell through. We arrive in Atlanta at 3 a.m. to find out that the hotel we booked, since we didn't get there at 1 o'clock, that we didn't have our hotel anymore. They told us, they were like, oh, you didn't get here at 1, once the cutoff. We already got rid of your hotel room. So now we got to sleep. It's like 40 degrees in Atlanta, and we had to sleep in the car, in the parking garage. Shout out to J Salt for putting us out. But so the next day, I didn't even know Tito yet. I literally formally met him at the event.
Homie, the tall white dude, fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think him and Novaspec knew each other a little bit, but I didn't know him at all. And we were the next day we were talking pools at the event, and he was like, "Dude, if I wish I would have known that, or y'all would have put that on Twitter, because I would have just said come through my place and stay, or his hotel room." So it comes down I didn't know who the hell he was at the time, but he was like, "Yo, if I would have known you were in that situation, you would have been staying in my hotel room. What the fuck? You didn't have to sleep in the car."
That is super dope about the FGC is that most people treat each other as family, and it's like just at the last KIT in Kumite in Tennessee in January. I remember I didn't plan things exactly right, because for some reason I thought we were staying with Ramasan, we were staying with Vu, and he got there. He was getting there a day after us, and I was like, oh shit! This whole time I thought he would be getting there Thursday, and then when we were driving, I was like, oh snap! Wait, he's actually flying in Friday, and then I made one tweet just kind of asking, it's like, hey, kind of messed up planning, whatever. Does anybody have a spot? And within 2 hours, Katana Prime just hit me up and was like, hey, you can stay with us. And I was like, I don't know KP. I didn't know him before. I mean, I'd seen him on streams and stuff.
Well, you had a
he just
similar
reached out, and he was just like, yeah.
Wasn't it
totally
Texas
chill.
Showdown? You ended up
super
staying
cool.
in Brian F's room?
Yeah.
Or DJ.
Yeah, you're talking about to me. That was a different thing, because I hit Brian before then, because I talked to him every once in a while at majors, and he was looking for a roommate at that tournament. That was a different thing.
Or you can always. That's just always a thing, though. If you book your later, and you just put a tweet out there, pretty much every time you're gonna find a spot. Yeah, our community is dope.
I'll rock with that.
Mm-hmm.
And
we just stayed up until 4 in the morning playing casuals and MK. It was sick. It was a good time.
A lot of other esports it's a dog eat dog world, bro. They'll fuck you over. You don't kind of them. As long as I was involved in FPS games and stuff like that, to this day I'm probably still legitimately close friends with 6 of them, because it's not the same vibes, it's not the same outlooks and mentalities. It's wild, bro.
Well, I mean, the game itself separates people, because with us, you're a standalone. You're you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you've got to link with who you can. With them, they're teams, and they ride with teams, and they stick with teams. And it's like, if you're clicked up and you go to if you're clicked up, you go out with your boys. Joe Schmo over there doesn't get the same love as your boys does.
I'm saying it's even teammates towards each other. It's teammates will fuck you up. Bro, check this out. So, and there's a little bit of Call of Duty news.
I was saying, in the FGC, you literally just knock on a hotel room door and you got a sticker. What's up?
Yep.
So there's a player in Call of Duty who's stuck in amateurs right now because even though he is formerly a world champion, by far one of the best players who've ever touched a game, over the last 11 years, his personality has been so toxic that he didn't get picked up by a franchise team because a lot of people don't want to play with him. So he's stuck in challengers, and even just this year alone, he's gone through like 6 different challenger teams already because one of the last teams he got dropped from, in the middle of a series, he's playing in the actual challengers tournament, and in mid-series, his own teammate, they're playing Search and Destroy, and in between round, his own fucking teammate, he's texting his old lady, trying to get with his old lady.
What?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Well, I mean, but didn't you say that the dude? You said he was if you a piece of shit, you a piece of shit. You ain't? Didn't you say he was a piece of shit?
He's
like,
a piece of shit. But I mean, I don't know that.
Toxicity relates to being a piece of shit, bro. Like,
that's some next
come
level
on.
fucking strats. You're trying to play a match and you break out the phone and like show the dude a text mid-match. What the fuck?
His whole mentality fucked.
Yeah.
Imagine, bro. Imagine.
You think about his whole life and shit. Like,
Oh my god. Oh, Lulu wildin', bro. Chill out in the chat, dog.
He's saying,
condones cheating.
He said,
Like, no cheating.
dude, he's
my man DJ gonna cut off the part right before where I was like, I don't condone. He's gonna be like, condone cheating. Oh man.
It's gonna be like right before you start talking about it. I'm just gonna cut some like tranquil music and like a like grassy playing something like nice looking like
Bruh.
like intermission.
Yeah.
So also, I know a lot of people don't know this, but Rob actually just re-signed with Crescent. We didn't get to make an announcement or anything, but Rob is just re-signed, staying back on Crescent. You know, that's his home. We're extreme. Dylan, what? Doc Wilden.
That's the tag, Dylan is cheating.
About what? I don't even understand. I was Nathan Drake 20 minutes ago. But, so, you know, how have everything been for you so far since coming aboard Crescent? And I mean, obviously, you chose to re-sign with us.
Yeah, is this our third contract or second? Second, huh?
Second, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from jump, as soon as I from going in from the beginning, I'm sure you remember like when you first hit me up. I think you actually had NovaSpec message me.
Yeah, because when the last time I talked to you before Crescent was for another organization, I didn't have the same social medias, and I was like, I don't know if Rob knows me as Dylan is Killing or if he knows me as Dylan Smith. So I was like, just so it doesn't get weird, because he was like, well, here's his Facebook, and I was like, dude, I might message him on Facebook. He's gonna be like, who the fuck is this? Because it's not the same like form. So I want him to hit you up first.
Yeah, and so for me, when it comes to joining the team in the first place, like I never understood the people who are like thirsty as fuck to just put on a jersey for no reason and like sign their life away, and like, you know, for a team that like doesn't fuck with them at all really, or doesn't even care about the players, or, you know, so on and so forth. So I'm extremely like, I've only been on 2 teams. I've only been on Hazardous, and then now, you know, I've been on Crescent. But for even joining a team in the first place, it's like a big trust thing from the beginning. Like, of course, obviously, you got to get to know people. So you have to take some type of a bit of a leap of faith. But I definitely like do my vetting and don't go in blind. So from the jump, like us having the group chat, I remember when I first signed and everything, I remember us hopping into the group chat, you know, the Crescent Boys group chat and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And you remember that? Yeah. And everybody in there was mad cool and shit. I remember that's when I met Devil Trigger and Zip and everybody. And I could tell, the thing with with Crescent, from jump, I realized that there was a whole lot of Louisiana players specifically. Like, for anybody watching, in case you don't know, like, it's like it's fair to say Crescent is based in Louisiana.
Yeah, like
That's-
so our whole like image and everything originally formatted around New Orleans and Louisiana because the original goal when we launched was we knew that there was a lot of talent in Louisiana and a lot of these players didn't have an opportunity to travel due to what we were talking about earlier, like funds and stuff like that. So our original goal was to pick up Louisiana talent and give them that opportunity to show what they can do. But obviously after 2 years of us doing this now, we've kind of gotten past the point where we're not just Louisiana anymore.
Yeah, and it's like an expanded. But the Louisiana part of it, I think that was really big for me. I'm not from Louisiana, but I'm talking whatever state it would have been, because it's so close knit. So everybody, it's the fucking cliche thing to say, like, "Oh, we a family." For all teams and shit, say that. But I was like, "Damn, these dudes are all homies. Like y'all going and drinking at each other's house in real life and shit like that." So that was something that made me really comfortable. And then as far as like from the other side, like from a this objective like business standpoint, even look at what's going on right now during the quarantine and shit. We not being able to go to tournaments. You don't see a whole lot of teams like our squad, like Crescent's actually still posting clips from our online tournaments that's going on currently, or got the grind countdowns and things of that nature. It's not like and it's even like this right here, us doing the Croissant cast and so on and so forth. Like, I don't think that a lot of orgs actually think of what they can do to I don't want to make it sound like an evil thing or nothing, like it's a good thing, but to actually try to get something out of being in the FGC, to actually try to build. Because in the end of the day, I think that we see teams leave the FGC all the time after they don't get like a certain ROI. But every time I see that, I'm like, they didn't do shit to even have a chance to get ROI.
You just grabbed the player, slapped your name on it, and thought that it was going to make you famous.
It just sat back. People. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we actually behind the scenes talk a whole lot about like ideas and content and so on and so forth. You guys are like regularly actually post us, like Lumen to post us on social media and shit. So yeah, I think that the way that what we're doing right now, like from a team standpoint, I guess mainly what you guys are doing, because you guys are behind the scenes and shit. I think our team is actually really dope, which is why I re-signed it.
So almost every single person on the team, I personally hand selected or picked myself. Going into this from day one, for the most part, I literally knew everybody I wanted, and I knew the team I wanted to form. I knew the team that I wanted to in stage one when it was just Louisiana based, and when we started to expanding into other states, I knew the team that I wanted to form from there. And I have been able to bring in a majority of the people that I originally wanted. And one thing about us that is different is I do like how you say not a lot of orgs are just straight business, but like everybody wants to be like, oh, we're a family. No, 100%, like no cap. When it comes to us, we like everybody on this team is family. We all truly care about each other. All of us are like brothers. We'll do anything for each other and go out of the way and do whatever it takes. Like this isn't just your normal like we're a team, like, oh, that's like that, this is my fam. No, like this is my brothers, my boys, for real. Like we all ride behind each other.
Like I
feel like
there's common stuff behind the scenes that obviously I can't really like get into on stream, but I can attest that there's been stuff outside of fighting games behind the scenes that the squad has definitely been there, some key situations. So yeah, I think our team is pretty dope.
So, and then even outside of players, like it was just personalities that are like family. I mean, Curtis, even though Curtis is like an OG KI player, I mean, Curtis got brought on for more than just being a player, like he's great at commentating, and we wanted to do whatever we could to get him extra shots at commentating. DJ was a...
You commentate in Slam?
Who, Curtis?
Man, if I can make it out there, if I can make it out there, I'm definitely with
still
them.
going on, yeah.
If Slam happens and we can get Curtis out here, I think they're trying. But if it happens and we can get Curtis out here, I'm sure that Steph is the homie, one of the homies that runs Slam and stuff like that, and I've already offered to do anything I can to help them. And even like DJ. So DJ wasn't even originally brought on as a player. DJ was originally brought on for some other strong talents that he has, and just transitioned into being one as well.
I did not.
So DJ is actually an amazing writer, and I don't know if you ever read the thing that he put about how he misses tournaments, but he's absolutely fantastic in that. And then like we just brought along Sleepy, who Sleepy is absolute homie. OG Louisiana. He mostly streams Birdie Player.
Yeah, like the cost. I remember he did the cosplay at Final Round.
He's done Birdie. I think the first time he did Birdie was like for Final Round 2016. But he's done. He did G at Evo last year.
DJ was a
stuff
DJ.
like that.
Sorry to disappoint, my dude.
Well,
But hey,
DJ
I was
kinda
also
is a
getting
DJ.
multiple topics at slams. Just saying.
DJ's actually extremely talented. Like at every game he's picked up, Mortal Kombat,
At this
Dragon
point,
Ball.
yeah, I play like everything, and I've spread myself so thin, learning other stuff that I'm like less good at
I'm
everything
telling
at
you,
this point. But
Rob, get into his head, bro. I miss Street Fighter DJ. DJ was a poison main in Street Fighter 4, and I'm trying to see Street Fighter 5 poison DJ.
Yeah, Poison sick.
Brothers,
I know she's good. She's nothing
real
like
quick,
Street Fighter 4.
No Fireball.
guys, I gotta work in the morning. It was great
That's
being
true.
with you guys. I gotta
All
get
right.
up out of here.
Later, brother.
All right,
Much love, Zipmaster Flex out. I'll holler at y'all.
all right, then, brother.
I gotta.
What does it look like now that that square went blank?
Yeah, I gotta adjust some stuff real quick.
So, Rob, I mean, we covered a lot with you so far. Was there anything that you feel like you wanted to bring out and talk about? Lumen
I
said
thought-
sub him in.
My man Lumen was almost in the pod today.
I think he
Yes,
wants to be.
If you jump in right now, it'll work out.
Lumen, come on, jump on him. Oh, shit. It's really happened.
Jumping on in. We're doing this. Let's go.
Well, yeah, we should kind of start
Let's go,
wrapping it
host.
up because
Yeah.
That's-
It is late.
I'm
I
kind of
get on, everybody has to leave.
I did not realize it's been 3 hours.
It's been mad
bro.
long, but it's been great conversation.
Yeah, it's
No,
been
good.
extremely
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Me and
I
Will
want
were watching. It's been good.
Not down the line. This is real fun.
So before
We're happy
we,
about
so one thing we want to do with toy. This is episode 1. We're still in the early stages of doing it. We're still trying to fix things out and work out the kinks and everything. So once we get farther down the line and get everything a lot better, we do want to bring y'all back for a second episode on the evolution. Definitely, since by the time we do that, we'll probably finally all go to a major together. But before we ended, Lumen, since you're in, did you have anything you wanted to ask?
Who were you most excited to meet with in Crescent? You haven't really met any of us in person.
I haven't met everybody. Yeah.
He's met a lot of us, just not on that level, I guess.
Oh, he mean in person. I think he mean
in person.
Yeah, in person. I mean, well, we just didn't talk like that, but we've seen each other in person.
Hold up, somebody's this.
Oh,
Bro, this is dude. I'm gonna put him on stream.
That is a big dude. We trying to do it. That is a big ass fucking tablet, boy. What is that?
welcome to the.
You're in no shape.
That boy is
Okay,
holding
never
a
mind.
car windshield.
You're not on stream. Yeah, we in a podcast. You want to say hi to the stream? You good? All right. Yeah. Say he said no. I'm not gonna say that. Say hi to the stream,
What's
dude.
up, Daddy? Do?
Say hi.
He looks fucking so.
He's gone. He can't even. Oh my god!
What are you doing?
Dude, he is fucked.
Oh my god! I shouldn't show Kev like that.
Dude looks
Yeah, you
hopeless.
better go help that man.
No, I won't. No. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll call you after this podcast, bro.
I will say this, and Dylan, I know you feel the same way about this because we have conversations about this all the time. It genuinely surprises me, and not in a bad way or anything like that, but it genuinely surprises me when our players have and people say good things about Crescent, because I want to do more for you guys. I want to make sure that you guys can get where you need to go. And we've talked to you guys about this stuff. Like, we want to make sure that you guys can like travel and not have to worry about other shit. And the fact that we can't do that yet now, like as of right now, just like hurts so hard. That's what's like, because seeing you guys flourish, seeing you guys play, like, fuck, dude, it's fucking great. It's awesome to see you guys go at it. Like,
I mean, bro, the intentions mean more, bro. Like, than just. I mean, honestly, there's so many. How many teams you seen come in with fucking $1 million investors and pay like fucking? I ain't even gonna say how much a month, and you know they're there for 6 months and then they leave the FGC forever because they didn't get a certain. You know what I mean? But they don't actually. They never. They don't. There's actually no relationship at all. That's one of the things that I enjoy. I feel like the bigger a team is, like, at least if you're just joining it, you weren't like there for the growth, and they have like a fucking Call of Duty team and fucking CS:GO and all that shit like that, and you know, it seems like it's kind of like a. What movie was that when? It might have been, I think I Love My Wife or something like that with Chris Rock. But basically, his boss had him come into a conference table. He was like, how much money do you bring into this company? Like, how much you bring in last year? He was like $50 million in accounts or something. He was like, wow, that's impressive. And then the boss takes a quarter on his big-ass conference table, and he set it down. And he was like, that's you. He's like, that's how much money you bring into this fucking organization in comparison to the other shit we're doing. And then he's treated as such, pretty much, you know? So I feel like at some point stuff can, if it's not, depending on how it's grown, if it's not like grown organically and it's just through like some big ass investor, things can be just business to a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like we don't have that with Crescent in a good way. Like, I feel like as far as stuff growing, you got like a core group that was there from the jump, or at least is there early on. So when shit is popping even more, I don't think we'll have as much of those issues.
For a group is a bunch of people that we can't get a hold of sometimes. Glenn, I have to like tweet at him to find him.
I want to meet those. No, I was at an event he was at, but we didn't actually end up like. I think we said what's up, but we didn't really get to chop it up. I want to meet.
If you can find Doza, you can meet Doza.
I'll wrangle him up.
Yeah. I'm a little scared. I'm slightly scared to meet Devil Trigger, as I was telling them earlier. I'm slightly scared.
Yo, Devil Trigger is legit like my fucking my POC, bro. My brother, like, but I do have to like kind of.
We have to give that warning label.
Come here.
That's gonna be an interest. That's gonna be a fun time. But yeah, I mean, of course, I just want to, like you said, just as a whole group, just go eat some.
Yeah, I mean, and we try to do that every event. We try to have at least like, you know, everybody wants to go do their own thing. That's cool and shit like that. But we try to every event have at least that one dinner together where we're all at the table together.
It's hard to gather everybody together, especially the last Evo that we just went to. But the big group dinner that we had was amazing.
It was just hard to win.
I had to leave
Lumen's like,
last year.
Oh god.
for like some other shit going on, I had to leave an absence for majority of that last year. So last year was my first year not being at an event. I'm usually at least 8 to 12 events a year. I didn't go to anything last year, but you know, we usually are able to get everybody together for that one dinner, all get together. It helps for like Carlos, for example. Carlos is from Atlanta. Carlos was one of the first people. Now, granted, our first player wasn't from Louisiana. Carlos was one of our first people that, after the fact, that wasn't from Louisiana. So it was like stuff like that is easy to get everybody else acclimated with it. You know, who's on the team now, and us get that bonding time together. On top of, you know, it's always beneficial. That's why we're trying to do like Airbnbs now, to like we can all stay together instead of all just packing into a hotel room. More of an incentive for everybody to sit together because we got our own like house essentially. Yeah. But it definitely helps out a lot, and it helps with the bonding. And like for me and Lumen, everything that y'all do, like, it drastically means so much to us. I mean, you can ask any of the boys. Every event that I've gone to, I don't care if I got to wake up at 6 in the morning or if I'm playing in the tournament too. Every time somebody plays, I'm behind. So I'm behind everybody. Like whether I'm recording, taking pictures, or for the support, I don't miss any of the guys' matches at all.
Bro, and I think it's somewhat of a, like the kind of like the Costco effect, where I feel like when you treat people like they're of value, I feel like you get a better outcome naturally too. You know what I mean? Like, there's times for me, bro, when I'm in a tournament or something, I ain't even tell y'all, and then I'm playing, and before you know it, I'm in top 8. And I'm getting tagged in a fucking tweet or something.
That actually
so
there's
I'm like, damn, I didn't even know they knew about this shit. And they got
you're only one, bro. You, Doza, and Shinku are the main fucking ones. Sometimes I don't find out y'all are in a tournament until y'all are fucking playing. But when that happens,
like see the tweet from the tournament posting a clip.
Yeah,
be like, wait a second, hold up.
As soon as that comes to my eyes, we're on it on time. Like, all right, let's get this.
Yeah, that shit is fucking dope. That shit is dope.
For you guys, it's strenuous on our end.
Doza will know he's gonna play in this tournament for like 3 weeks, and he's like he's already played for like an hour and is moving on. He's like, oh hey guys, by the way, I just got top 16. I'm like,
what?
I didn't even know you were playing.
Yeah, and that's just like,
I don't know if you guys know, but like when I first signed, I think was I with Tar Pit Club prior, or was it like the same time? I feel like it was like the same time.
Of what, joining us?
Which one?
Us, yeah.
You were with Tar Pit Club a couple months before us.
Like, yeah,
joined us at the end of SFL.
Yeah, and like in Red Bull and shit.
Yeah.
And like so in that situation, like so after I signed, I went through the fucking sponsor slump at first. Like, I don't know if y'all know, players talk about that shit behind the scenes, like that whole concept. That's a fucking thing, man, sometimes. I don't know why. But I think at first it's like, man, I was trying too fucking hard to like put on super good showings for the squad. But at first that shit was fucking rough. But then after everything got calm and normal and shit, and I got to know everybody better, I felt way more comfortable, and that's when I started smoking shit and doing better.
And that's what I was trying to talk to you about towards the beginning when we picked you up. I don't want anybody we pick up to have that feeling, to be like, oh, I just got picked up. If I don't do this, they're going to frown upon me or regret their decision. We're there through the thick and thin of everything. I'm not expecting you to just go fucking nail every single thing you do.
Yeah,
like, if you have a bad tournament, you have a bad tournament. Shit happens, you know what I'm saying? I never wanted to get in anybody. That's always been a concern since the beginning, since we picked up Doza and like even Novaspec and stuff. We never wanted to get into your head and make you feel like
I had the power up when I joined. I won my first tournament after I joined.
Yeah. But if you we never wanted you to feel like we're going to be upset with you. We're never going to be upset with you.
Yeah,
that is we're there through thick and thin. Don't ever feel like we're gonna be upset with your result. The only time I will ever be upset with somebody's result is if I know you went to a tournament and legitimately didn't give a fuck that you were there.
I've seen
No, I've personally seen it too. Like I've seen people who have gotten sent to a tournament through a sponsor and decided not to fucking play because they didn't like the conditions.
That is wild.
What, Bobby Fischer? Didn't like the conditions.
I'm not gonna throw out names or anything, but I've legit seen that to where because once they got there and they didn't like the conditions that they had to play in, that they were like, I'm not even gonna play. And it's like, what? The fuck do you mean? It's not only is that extremely disrespectful to the person that like your sponsor, but it's like what he said.
Wow, man.
Bro,
Alex can't take a.
Why we can't.
To add to like what Dylan was saying too, is that like before we pick you guys up or even like think about it, like just to use you as an example, Rob, like Dylan's been watching your career for a while, and so when he came to me with the idea, he was like, yeah, you know, he's done this, and he showed me the whole track record, and I was like, oh shit, all right, cool. And then we looked at what you were doing now and kind of compared the two, and so what you're doing now, obviously you're doing a lot better. You're much more like outspoken about things. You're more of a personality and a player. You're like this really nice, you know, good circle of the two. So to people out there and to players out there who are like, oh, I don't know if I should like, if you're going to try to appeal to a organization or try some sort of sponsor, like they are going to look at your track record. They are going to need to see where have you been, because we've had lots of people who mail us and be like, hey, yo, I'm a good FGC player, and I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, like there's nothing going on, or
there's nothing else there, and you know, I will honestly be like, and I like be honest about this, like out of all the staff, I am the least knowledgeable of the FGC. That's why like I pay attention to everything you guys are doing, because I'm learning the most. Like I watch stuff that Dylan gives me, like documentaries. Like I watched your documentary, Rob. I've seen like our stuff, rewatching our stuff to see how our players are acting, even those videos, and looking at old stuff. So it's all stuff that I've been learning. But like when it comes to people who I don't know, I'll be like, hey Dylan, do you know who this is? And he'll be like, fuck no. or he'll be like, yeah, no, I know who this person is. Yeah.
And like a crazy thing for those who don't know, I was previously part of another big organization who was involved in the Call of Duty Pro League and the Rainbow Six Pro League. So like me talking to Rob wasn't just for Crescent. I've been in contact with Rob, trying to get Rob on an organization since 2018, because I was originally talking to Rob for somebody else. Things went downhill with that organization, I
ended up being crazy. We can't go in detail, but that shit ended up being
I stopped my conversations with Rob because when I started seeing the downfall of it, I was not about to put my name on the line to bring him into that and him be involved in the downfall of it. But I've like I said, every player that I've brought on, it's been players that like I wanted. Like I've had my ideal team of who I wanted to represent the brand since day one, and slowly but surely more and more it's been being put together.
You know, I think another big thing, like, you know, of course, this stuff is more so like the conversation we're having is more like a business side thing. When this shit is fascinating to me, I don't know. I would assume that for other players out there that y'all be interested in this type of stuff too. But like, I don't think that some orgs understand the value of outside of the game shit. And we have like our team really gets that side of it. Like, I even think like, for example, fucking, this is gonna sound like random, but like DJ's hair is important. Like dead ass, like image, like your image and whatnot actually matters. Or
I'll take that.
You know what I mean? Like that shit cool. You know, or even like the personality and shit. Like if you're going to come into the scene and your whole goal is just somebody winning or losing the tournament, and that shit is
we're an org where it's like it's not just about the game, you know. At the same time, we're also, you know.
Yeah, nobody talks about I got some of the hardest drip in the FGC. Nobody talks about that.
Ooh,
yours?
This is not true.
Ooh, me.
Ooh,
me.
What? Dylan?
You?
Yeah, absolutely. Bro, do y'all want me to start? Do you want me to take the webcam? Rob,
ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great podcast. We will see you
guys.
Do
you want the smoke?
Where's that drip?
Do you want me to take the webcam into the closet? Do you want me to pull out the sneaker collection? Look, you mustn't witnessed it yet, bro. You want me to
see them New Balances? No, I'm just.
You might have a. You might grab a New Balance.
Let me see. No, I just hit a vein. I hit a vein on that one, dude.
I have some New Balances with a Supreme sticker on them.
Yeah. The sticker on the side.
Bro.
That's it, man.
Bring out some Crocs with a Supreme sticker on it.
Yo, that little.
Is that
actually
Beerus?
sounds
Is that Beerus?
Oh my god, that does look like Beerus. Wow.
Yeah, he's got a hairless cat named Beerus.
Yeah. Dude, that cat's. That cat's. Are you gonna sit on? Oh, it's gonna sit on.
You just killed your cat. Oh no.
You want the Game of Thrones, bro? You feeling House Stark? Shout out to my fucking dog Eddie Wong. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he actually only has one shoe of each.
Shout out to the homie Pharrell, you know, in the human race with the sneaker con legit tag on it. Hold up, should we move the clothes now? You want the bags? You want the Supreme? You want the Supreme boxers, bro? What you want?
I think we may have found a new form of content that we can do.
What you want, bro?
Showing off your clothing. I don't.
Because the drip is immaculate, bro. The drip is immaculate. Straight up. The flip flop. I got the Ultra Boost slides. What's up?
I will admit, Dylan's like sense of fashion is kind of what we really look for. Like he came a lot of with the designs that we have for these shirts, and like if it doesn't go according to what he fits, then it's like nah. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, flip flops that.
I will honestly say, like, I have no sense of fashion, so when it comes to that, I'd be like, "Hey, Dylan, does this look good or not?" And then,
and then people want to come and be like, "Oh, well, all you rock is Adidas now, bro." On God, I'm putting this out there for real. Anybody in the FGC who ever wants to challenge my Jordan collection that I sold, look, let me know so I can pull up my old Instagram, bro. Nobody in the FGC Jordans collection is fucking.
I don't know. I've seen some people
not.
that I've seen. Who's it? Markman post about shoes all the time.
Ooh,
I don't think you can fuck with Markman. There's no.
He's got an advantage over me though. Markman lives by fucking Flight Club and Grailed and fucking all that. Like I don't have that luxury.
Markman got the heat.
But hey, I'll challenge Markman. Know what's up? We can have a like when I travel. I got one bag that's just shoes. But
I'm gonna get to that.
I got the heat on point. Like anybody ever wants to come at me, I gotta stay strapped. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have the bag ready because I can't never get caught where somebody's like, yeah, but look at this, and then you got me, a pair of beaters, so I could just go back to the hotel room and be like, what's up with this? But are you ready for that? That's like DJ Khaled on his episode, bro. I'm telling you, I'm ready. I'm always ready.
There's the high fashion.
Nobody can follow flip flops, bro.
Hey, Doc makes the flip flops fucking work.
You know what's wild is that I really got cooked. I really got cooked by Daigo one time while he was wearing Crocs in tournament.
That's kind of disrespectful.
Like,
I mean, he was completely comfortable.
He was mad comfortable.
You
look down. Hey, that dude was wearing a pair of like light blue Crocs.
Alex, tell them that I'm on that level. Alex knows. Fuck. He knows for a fact. Alex didn't seen it.
I missed Daigo wearing the Crocs, dude. Apparently, I remember like seeing
some
story of like he has like a pupil or one of his younger like students that he was teaching fighting games and stuff was like, you should not wear those anymore.
I think that was Ryusei who said that.
Yeah.
He told him, you don't need to do that shit no more.
It's like, all right, bro, come on. We know you're old and shit, but like, come on.
Hey man, when you can do that, you've made it. That's
you're cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The thing
Rob won Evo in Crocs and socks on.
On principle.
Doc said on principle when I'm not about to lose to anybody.
But it was Daigo. What was that, dude? Fuck.
Listen, I don't care who you are. I'll pull your controller out or something.
Right? But be honest with me. Do owns a pair of Crocs?
I think so. Actually,
you're gonna sell them out. You're gonna sell them out.
Look at you. See, he'll wear Crocs. Like you can tell.
Hey, I won't knock wearing Crocs in general, but I mean, if you're about to roll up to the tournament in Crocs,
Crescent Crocs.
I don't know.
It's crazy. That's one thing about the FGC, or like honestly, esports in general, that blows my mind that it took that turn. Because I remember, like when I first started traveling, I would see some people and be like, "Damn, they really wearing that." But like now, it's to the point to where like you pull up and like everybody's always like.
It is way more common now. Yeah. Like it's not like it's a required thing. It's not like you're gonna get laughed. No, you don't need to have it be a fucking fashion show if you're not into that stuff. But it is way more common though. Like, I think it's probably has something to do with esports or something. People caring about images. I will say
another esports scene, like FPSs are a lot like this too. They will definitely have more like higher, like Gucci. They'll have like hiring clothing and shit with them. And it's insane to me because you then can spot out the higher end players by how much they make by how much they're wearing, or they'll just have if they're just
which is cat because I ain't on that level, but my clothing is, so I don't know. But actually, shout out to Sherry, bro, because Sherry, I had seen a picture that she posted in it. I just got it in the kind of fit, kind of fat with the collab with Fight Pass. I copped it. Now, granted, I live in Louisiana where it's 110 degrees on a daily basis, so I ain't gonna be able to wear that bitch anytime soon. But yo, it's actually fresh as fuck.
Nope. I need to buy one. I
like
should buy one before, actually. But it looks hard. Like, the design's actually sick.
No, it's hard, bro. I definitely feeling it.
That's why I want to get more apparel and get better stuff for like just for people to wear, not like kind of so it's not just like stuff, oh, it's just a jersey, that's what we got to wear at games and at tournaments and stuff like that, but stuff that people can just wear normally. Because there's been a couple of matches that I've seen, not only FGC but other like esports scenes, where people will wear like, there's a whole time where a squad rolled up in just tank tops, goes hot as fuck, and they all had their names on the back, and I was like, dude, that's fucking sick. Shit like that.
You're not talking about us, huh?
No. I'm not talking about
I thought you were
us.
about to say you got the names on the back of the tanks for Evo last year. I was about to say
So here, okay. I'll say it here because none of you guys know about it. Dylan, I think you should know, but I don't know if you remember this. We have bags made. Like, I got duffel bags made. I need to order them, but duffel bags have been made. Yeah, with your names and your numbers on them on the side. Just for you to carry.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's OD.
I just.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm getting you guys those soon. Don't worry. I'm getting you guys
I
those
feel like I'm the shit at the airport. Look.
Yeah.
You know something weird about me? For some reason, the airport is like a fucking fashion runway to me. Like, at the airport,
Come
I
off
gotta
the
have
plane like.
He's gonna show up to the people flying.
See, I'm the complete fucking opposite, bro.
Some fresh shoes, like I feel exposed if I'm not dressed nice at the airport. I don't know why.
That's wild to me, because like any other situation, I'm always like on point, but the airport specifically, bro, I'm wearing a baggy ass t-shirt. I'm coming in straight slides and the most comfortable pair of shorts I got, and a hoodie to put the hoodie on and go over like this. When it comes to airport travel shit, I'm coming
tight ass jeans.
See, I can't fuck with that, bro. As somebody who hates wearing jeans, bro, when I'm wearing jeans, it's only because I'm going somewhere. When I see people that just wear jeans around or go to a tournament and just sit in jeans all day, I'm like, how, bro?
Like the nice sweats, but the sweats I'm talking about, not like fucking Eminem 8 Mile gray sweats though, like the nice like paper sweatpants.
Yeah,
like,
no. Every tournament we go to, when we're actually at tournament, I'm wearing Champion joggers or Adidas joggers, something like that. You'll never see me at tournament with jeans. The jeans ain't going on until we go out at night.
But not the mom spaghetti sweats though.
Bro, the homie, look, Wallabear and his old teammate. This dude has legit, bro, one of his former teammates on stage at BlizzCon, in grand finals, was wearing pajama pants, bro. Didn't give a fuck. Was like, I'm about to be as comfortable as hell. I know there's 80,000 people watching and we got like 10,000 people in the stands, but I'm coming on stage in pajama pants.
Did he win?
That he got second, but he's a god.
That's still god.
Yeah,
that's still.
Man, I can't wait until we get a better, a bigger line of apparel. We're been really focusing on trying to find a manufacturer, because the one that we have now, like this stuff, some of you guys have seen them already, and some of you guys have some of their stuff. Like, it wasn't really too much of a liking, so we want to have something that's better, that feels comfortable, because we have the designs already done. Like on Rob's, if you can stand up so you can see it there, but it's all the different, it's all the different misspellings of Crescent that we've seen live, or just people have been made. Like, people just put Croissant, they spell Crescent wrong, all that stuff, and it makes all the logo. And then there's this one that has this one has the circle with the text on it. And we got a couple other ones.
So keep in mind, a lot of those they didn't come out right. Like the shirt that Lumen's wearing, that was supposed to be like a small pocket like print right here. The Japanese hoodies got way too enlarged. And even the shirt you're wearing, I didn't want the design to be that big. So it was kind of just, there was definitely a misunderstanding between us and the people that we got it through, which, caused whatever.
So
Like
is it
the Japanese on the sleeve, it says Croissant Esports. I mean, Crescent. Oh my God, it says
Oh
Crescent
my-
Esports
It says
in
Crescent
Japanese,
Esports.
and it was supposed to only take up like mid sleeve, and the logo was supposed to be smaller in pocket, but.
I will take blame for that because I gave him a picture. So I showed it to you where it shows how it does go over the entire sleeve. And this one I did have it enlarged on the chest piece at the time because I think when you wanted to change it back to what is it, a chest pocket, then it was different. But we can still. I mean, again, the designs is the easy part that we can definitely change.
The hardest
it's just
one
finding
is that white hoodie behind Dylan.
So see, you actually got the different version.
I know.
This is the sector.
That's our old
You got
one.
the new version.
The one that I got, that shit is fire. I wear that shit for like a fresh outfit any random day. Like, that shit's hard.
It ended up coming out good on the dry fit. This is just cotton. I remember Dylan, the white DJ was one of the first people to get the white hoodie on this, and it was my birthday last year. Dylan probably had that thing for like 2 weeks and got Korean barbecue juice on it.
Oh, I would be so fucking salty.
Man.
Oh, damn.
Man,
I really did though. It came out eventually.
It was my birthday, and it was just me, Devil Trigger, and DJ went out to eat, and he wore it, and I was like, I feel like that's gonna be a bad idea. And sure enough, it didn't.
I remember, yeah, you like pointed it out too. You were like, dude, and you like grabbed my. I was like,
yeah, it's hard for me to do white because of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a horrible
that
feeling,
is
bro.
rough.
You got something nice and white, and you drop something on it. That moment is you just look at it for a second.
Bro, so check this out.
Yeah.
I got the cream
I think I did that to this
too,
shirt.
and I did not mean for this to happen. So we around February we have for Chinese in New Orleans we have a Vietnamese festival for Chinese New Year. So we go to that, like me, Devil Trigger. I don't think DJ came with us this year. But we go out there and eat, and then typically that night there's a club in New Orleans that does a celebration for Chinese New Year's that we go to. I didn't plan on going out to Metro that night for the celebration, but I was at the fair. So I wore the cream human races to the fair. So we that night we went out, and I was like, sure, I'll go, because Yoltron and stuff was playing. And I was like, man, I feel like this is going to be a bad idea, but I can't go change. So I didn't get to put beaters on. I had a good bit to drink. And then I woke up the next morning, went in my closet to go grab the same human races. And when I looked down at them, I was like, oh my God, bro. This is why I don't buy white or cream shoes anymore. I had to take I used Jason Mark. I had to, but luckily I got it back to normal, man. But even when you know that it can be fixed, it's still like, man, it just hurts so bad.
Yeah, that's just too risky. That shit way too risky.
Bro, I used to have the Golden Moment 6s, and I remember somebody stepped on those because I ended up having to go to Bourbon Street that night and didn't plan on it. And the Golden Moment 6s at the time, they were going for like $700 easy. And somebody stepped on them, bro, because they were the white 6s with the gold trim.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my fucking God, dude. I was like, let me...
Bro, me and Du, it was me, Du, and his girl. So we actually went to this like casino in Florida, in Tampa. What is it called? Is it Hollywood Casino? I don't know. It's some big ass casino. But
probably Hollywood or
Planet Hollywood.
Planet Hollywood or Hard Rock.
I had like this. It's for New Year's, so I got this fresh ass outfit on. I got this white Odell Beckham Browns jersey, like this. Like I had like this black tar pit jacket and some like jeans, and these white hot top forces. We stopped at this gas station to get food, bro. When I tell you, I dropped ketchup on my white forces, and it hit the shoelaces and the fucking.
That's the worst, bro, because you can't. The shoelaces aren't as easy.
And the city we live in, that we were living in, is like 2 hours from where we were at. Like we were in Tampa, bro. I was stuck. I didn't even want to go inside. As soon as we got in there, I went in the bathroom and started like trying to wipe it down. That shit ain't work. And I felt, and as I was walking around, I felt like people were looking down at my shoes and shit. They probably weren't.
Nah, but you assume so.
You know what's funny? most people probably aren't, but then there's that one guy that notices. The one guy that'll be like.
So it's funny that you said Air Forces because, like, so growing up in New Orleans, apparently I didn't know this when I was young, but it's just a New Orleans thing. We don't call them Air Force Ones, we call them G Nikes. So
that's right.
Yeah, it's a New Orleans thing for Air Force Ones. So like, I've gone to other states before, and people be like, "What's G Nikes?" And I'm like, "Air Force Ones," and they're like, "Oh." So like growing up, every single year before the school year started, I copped a pair of white lows and a pair of black lows. So every now and then I'd get crazy with the colors or whatever. But like that was the thing. Every year from like first grade to like 9th grade, start off the school year, 2 pair of fresh G Nikes. And dude, I used to, man, the thing that killed me about them was I'd always be like cautious and clean them because like when I travel to events, I bring Jason Mark's shoe wipes with me every event I go to, just in case an emergency. Bro.
That's so serious.
I was at BlizzCon 2 years ago and I had the Parlay Ultra Boost. They were brand new. Somebody stepped on them and I was like, "Yo!" I had to hurry to wipe them down.
Oop, we lost him.
He might have disconnected. Was 2 years ago is the one that we were at?
Yeah.
We met. Yeah, we met us. Yeah.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got
Look, you trying to bring Air Force? Do it.
What'd you say?
You trying to bring Air Force Ones back? You about it?
Bro, Air Force horses can never die.
They never die, but they're never. It's a thing where like people don't go out and buy them like that, talking about anymore. But like it'll never die at the same time. But like when you do show up and you're one of the only people in them, you get respect for it. I'm about to roll up the CEO in a pair of whites, you know. Definitely about to roll up the CEO in a pair of whites.
Yeah. Hey, I'll bring mine.
You still got it?
Yeah, I'll bring mine too.
Yeah, I love when Birdman's episode of Sneaker Shop, and he was like, "I don't never wear a pair of G Nikes more than once. I buy 24 plus white pair of G Nikes at a time. I take them off and I donate them. Put a new pair on."
I remember seeing Dame Dash did like fucking MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen that. And then he had like a big drawer of white tees, and like he said he just take it off like after a couple hours and he throw them bitches away or something like that. Like, bro, that shit was so fucking ignorant. But yeah,
Birdman said he donates them every time he takes them off. They don't get thrown away. He donates them to charities in New Orleans. So at least they're being used, you know.
Rob and Dylan need to go to everybody in the Crescent crew and just be like, change their outfits and be the one.
Hey, I did that for DJ. I put DJ on his first pair of NMDs. Alex, the whole thing you see with Alex now is you are.
The black, white, red, and blue one.
No,
the red and blue.
That's the OGs. He got these reflective ones, these blue reflective ones that were pretty dope, and it matched his aesthetic, so like it made sense. But like Alex Devil Trigger, like he always like looked at the shoes I wore and stuff like that, and he was like, "Yo, I'm trying to get in on that." Next thing you know, he gets a pair of Human Races, then he gets a pair of Yeezys. Now he's got a pair of threes.
He in the Vortex.
Yeah, I trapped him, bro. Now the motherfucker hits me up and he's like, "Yo, I'm broke." And then 2 days later, he's like, "I can't go do this because I'm broke," but posts a new pair of shoes.
Yeah,
I've been there, done that. I don't do that no more.
Bro, it's fucking 3 a.m. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah,
I know. I was just
we're hitting like 3 hours and 30 minutes.
I was just running
it
before everybody tapped out.
The shoe cast.
Yeah.
I was just running until everybody.
I would listen to you guys go at it about like clothing and what people should wear and shit, and be like, who wore?
Dude, we really should do a video where we record we get Doza an outfit.
Oh
no! Do you remember that was the thing last year? We would like when I forgot when he won KIT Texas. He straight up said he was like, "Yo, y'all can like." I said, "Can we take you?"
He just always wears a t-shirt and jeans every day.
Yeah, we were like, he won KIT Texas, and I was like, "Yo, can we take you to the mall and like fit you up?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm actually down. Like, I'm interested," but we never ended up doing it.
Yeah,
bro, please. And I want to do. We could do an episode with Doza and an episode with Toy.
Yo,
me and Toy.
He needs it, bro.
Me and Toy go to war. There has been, bro. I'm telling you, Toy. refuses to buy certain sneakers that cost past a certain amount. And like
DJ was like that too at first. He was like, I'm not going to spend this and this.
Oh yeah, now I'm spending. Yeah, now I'm buying shoes for sure.
The highest I've ever spent on a pair of shoes, I think, was $800.
Not like an extreme
Jesus
amount.
Christ,
but like,
that's crazy. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. If I want like Capcom Cup or some shit like that, I probably would do something. I ain't gonna.
It was specific. It was specific situations to flex. I ain't gonna lie.
Specific situations to flex. You got like a specific shoebox marked to that, like
Well, I mean,
the section on
like,
the shelf.
Rob might be the only person that gets this, but do you remember when they re-released the white cement threes in 2011?
I know what those shoes are, but I don't remember that like specifically.
It was the first time that they released them without Nike Air on the back. It's when they re-released them with the Jumpman on the back. I bought a pair in 2011, back when you still had to camp out to get your Jordans. Before
you got them, so you got them retail.
Yeah, I got them retail because I've worked in shoe stores before, so I still have connections from them. So I had them. I bought those in 2011, bro. I'm gonna send you pictures of my old Jordan collection, bro. I had 80 pairs of retros stacked up in the boxes in my room. Like I didn't have no place to put them anymore. So at this point, I had so many shoes that I would buy shoes and forget that I had them while they're dead stock. So I was in the middle of moving. I bought those in 2011, which the white cement and black cement threes have always been one of the most valuable threes to get. And it was like 2015, 2016. I went to go move, so I'm cleaning out. At this point, I was making my transition into Adidas strictly for the fact of like the comfort you get out of Ultra Boost and NMDs. That no Jordans fucked with that yet, and so I was like, I started selling a lot of my Jordan collection and replacing them with Adidas. So we're moving, and I'm going through the back of my closet, and I see a box. Well, obviously, you know, when you're a sneakerhead, you know. With Jordan specifically, certain boxes, you know what number shoe it's about.
Is the black cement 3 box the same as? I mean, is the white cement 3 box the same as the black?
It doesn't open up. You take it apart. It's got the elephant print bottom and the black top. With the,
I got the black
logo. Yeah, I seen you wear those before. So I'm in my closet packing shit, and I see a 3 box in the back, and I'm like, man, what the fuck could that be? And I thought it was like the Wolf Gray 3s or something that I used as beaters. So I grabbed the box and I opened it up, and it's 2016, and I pull out a pair of dead stock white cement 3s from 2011, still factory lace. Bro, I took that straight to the sneaker page, one of the New Orleans sneaker pages on Facebook, and was like, yo, just found these in my closet. I'm moving, thinking about parting ways with them. What y'all got? People straight $500. I'll trade you this, and give you $300. $600. Let's go. I was like, all right.
You got 600 for them?
No, I traded them for 400, a pair of steel 10s, which were the white 10s with the gray, the silver and black, and a pair of chrome 8s.
That's on Stars show with Dylan and his shoe collection, and just like the shit.
Bro, sneakers are my passion. It's been like that since I was little, bro. Sneakers are truly my passion.
I see.
Majority of the people out here know.
I get like that with certain hats, like leather hats, because I got a couple that have been collecting.
Yeah, I wear way too many hats because of the amount of time I spend wearing hats. I'm probably gonna fucking go bald way too early. But like Supreme specifically, I keep buying Supreme hats, and I'm like, I don't even fucking wear half of them at this point. I'm just collecting them but I just keep buying them, bro. Which I'm gonna regret this in 5 years when I'm fucking bald. But don't get it twisted, bro. At CEO 2020, I'm about to hit Rob with the hardest wave check, bro.
Wave check. Yeah, don't hit that shit right now. The quarantine been rough. I gotta get myself back, bro. Like that's why I'm stuck wearing do-rags on streams and shit right now. This is gonna be a few. But yeah. All right, motherfucker. Your boy need to go play some FIFA and go to sleep. Okay.
Yeah, that boy said play FIFA. All right, I'm about to call for a second. I got work in like 6-7 hours.
Yeah. Same.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely.
This was good. It was fun listening to you guys.
Yeah.
Even now, like this is going on.
Thank you for everybody coming through. Thank you for the subs tonight. Thank you for the people that came through and came in chat.
Got a bunch of new follows that have people talking in the chat.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Everybody have a great night, and we'll see y'all next Sunday.
Later, guys.
Later.